You with Match Day on BBC Radio Suffolk, and Ipswich Town are at Anfield to face the Premier League leaders Liverpool. Former Town striker Alex Matthey is watching this one for us alongside your commentator Brenna Woolley.
Yeah, Premier League trips don't get much tougher than this. Away to current leaders Liverpool, who've lost just once here all season and are still tied in silverware in 4 competitions. It's fair to say Reds boss Arne Slot's made a decent start to life in England, having replaced club legend Jurgen Klopp last summer. Of course, it all started with an opening day visit to Portman Road, when Town actually frustrated the visitors for an hour before goals from Jota and Salah killed off hopes of a dream Premier League return. Jumping forward 5 months, how are Town going to react to their heaviest defeat under Kieran McKenna? Last weekend's 6-0 thumping by Manchester City. Brutal, wasn't it? Well, all is about to be revealed. Alex, given what happened last weekend, how do you think Town will be feeling ahead of this one? They surely can't go into this game with any sense of fear. That has to be parked and out of the way, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely, and I think the manager will be saying that to him. We forgot about that game after the game last week. I'm sure he's saying, that's it, forget about it, let's move on, we've got another game. And that's the way he challenges these players every week. It's the next game. We only play for the game you're actually playing in. So yeah, they'll go out with the same attitude. Try and keep it tight. I would like to think we can keep it tight for the first half at least, and then maybe try and sneak one. But it's going to be tough, Brenner. This team's flying just now, Liverpool. No matter what team they put out, they're very, very strong in all departments. It's going to be a big challenge, but listen, they'll enjoy it. We're enjoying being here, and I'm sure the players are enjoying being here as well.
I'm just going to say that you deserve this. You've been sat alongside me at Accrington, Fleetwood, Morecambe. Did you do Barrow? Were you at Barrow?
No, I missed Barrow, thank you.
Oh, lucky you, but you know what I mean. And to be here in this phenomenal stadium, it's incredible, isn't it?
It really is. The atmosphere will be electric as well. So yeah, let's hope the lads do themselves proud today. And a great travelling support, Brenner, again.
Yeah, 3,000 Ipswich Town supporters off to our left-hand side behind that goal. I was just about to say it's surprisingly low-key and quiet, but now, as you can hear, the atmosphere is building. The 2 sets of players out in front of us. We have the Kop off to our right-hand side, the Sir Kenny Dalglish stand opposite. We're in the main stand here at Anfield, which holds about 61,270 or so. As the 2 sets of players pat palms on the halfway line. It's Virgil van Dijk making his 300th appearance for Liverpool this afternoon, who leads the Reds. Across the halfway line, Sam Morsy first in line for Ipswich Town, who, when they take their tracksuit tops off, will be in their blue shirts, white shorts, blue socks. Liverpool will be in all red. So the teams then, 5 changes to the Ipswich Town side that was walloped by Man City last weekend. Go Godfrey, Burgess, Johnson, Jack Clark and Kayuste. Neither Clark nor Kayuste is here at all this afternoon. In come Twanzebe, Greaves, Burns, Phillips and Philogene for his first start for Town. Walton in goal, we heard from him earlier on match day. Back 3 of Twanzebe, his first start for the club since Nottingham Forest in November. O'Shea and Greaves. Burns and Davis will occupy the wide positions and hope to get maybe a slight weakness in this Liverpool side, the 2 full-backs defensively this season. Morsy and Phillips are between them in midfield. Delap leads the line with support from Philogene and Hutchinson. On the bench, Muric and Cisse hoping to make his debut. He's been borrowed from Brighton for the rest of the season, the Paraguayan, turned 21 in the week. Taylor, Luongo, Johnson, Hurst, Broadhead, Townsend and Godfrey. Of course, Godfrey, a former Everton player. Tsimikas is the only change from the Liverpool side. They got the late win at Brentford a week ago. They beat Lille in the Champions League in the week. Andy Robertson comes in at left back. Allison is in goal. The back 4 of Alexander-Arnold, Konate, Van Dijk and Robertson. Gravenberch sits in midfield. McAllister and Szoboszlai will be more offensively minded. Salah, of course, plays down the right-hand side. Just the 22 goals for him this season. Gakpo down the left with Diaz in the middle. On the bench, Kelleher, Endo, Nunez, Chiesa, Elliott, Tsimikas, the youngster Dans, Quansah and Bradley. One of the great sounds of world football, being at Anfield, listening to You'll Never Walk Alone. Wonderful, isn't it? As the 2 captains, Sam Morsy and Virgil van Dijk, shake hands after the coin toss in the centre of the pitch here. Obviously the pitch is in wonderful condition. Liverpool manager Arne Slot down below us. What a first season he's had in charge. It's the longest unbeaten run, 17 games by Liverpool, by a manager in his debut season since 1894. One defeat here all season, the 1-0 loss to Nottingham Forest, which at that stage was an almighty shock, but of course since then Forest have kicked on, and not quite as big a surprise. We are about to get underway. Ipswich Town away to Liverpool in the Premier League. 2-0 Liverpool won on the opening day of the season, but Town held out for an hour. 4 goals from Jota, who's injured at the moment, so too Curtis Jones unavailable, and then Mo Salah opened his account for the season. Salah trying to score his 100th Premier League goal at Anfield this afternoon. It's only 17-2 to score a hat-trick. Town, incidentally, 19-1 for the win. There is Van Dijk, the Dutchman with the orange boots on, gives it square to Konate. Liverpool kicked off, they're defending the Kop, and in the first half, so playing from right to left. Blue skies, a little bit of cloud on Merseyside, but perfect conditions for this game of football after the crazy wind and rain of yesterday. There is Konate. It's Van Dijk gives it to Robertson. So 3 of the back 4 getting an early touch of the ball. Now it's Alisson, the Brazilian goalkeeper, in all black, plays it to Konate, the Frenchman. He goes long down the middle towards Diaz. Town should win balls like that against Diaz in the air. Liverpool recycle the ball. Gakpo coming in field. Gakpo having a go, but getting underneath it, and it flies over the top of Christian Walton's bar into the Town fans off to our left-hand side.
Yeah, an early warning shot from Gakpo, coming inside, well off target, but can't be giving him that kind of space to get a shot away, because he has got some quality, as of all the Liverpool players. Yes. That front 3. Scored
in his last 4 Premier League games here. Cody Gakpo was always one of the players likely to come into the side in terms of changes from Lille. Anyway, it's 2 very late goals last week from Darwin Nunez that got all 3 points at Brentford for Liverpool. Uruguayan come off the bench in that game. Walton, who started against Liverpool on the opening day, of course, back in the side and clearly getting a little run of games. Town have it with Philogene on the far side. He started on the left. Ball out to the left-hand side by Town, chested down by Leif Davis, one-on-one with Alexander-Arnold. Davis has the ball just outside the Liverpool area, gives it to Delap, the number 19, carries it on so far, but then blocked off. Szoboszlai off the outside of his right boot to the far side. Salah tries to take on Greaves. Greaves is quickly in with the challenge. Ball's out on the far side for a throw to Liverpool.
Yeah, good tackle from Greaves, because if Salah had beat him, he was on his own with green grass in front of him.
Alexander-Arnold has the yellow ball in his right palm, far side. Very few in the way of spare seats in this ground for this game, as the ball is just kept in play by Greaves. Phillips tries to rattle it forward. Szoboszlai, the Liverpool number 8, gets in the way. Alexander-Arnold rolls it back to Alisson. A spell out injured earlier on this season when Kelleher came in and did very well, but Alisson quite clearly Liverpool's number 1. Arne Slot said as much at the time when Kelleher dropped back to the bench. Here is Gakpo giving it to Robertson near side. Robertson trying to get Diaz in behind. O'Shea is clipped by the Colombian attacker, and that's a free kick to Town at the back. The referee, incidentally, Michael Salisbury, did Bournemouth's win at Portman Road last month. It's got Paul Tierney on VAR this afternoon, keeping tabs on this game from Stockley Park. Hopefully it won't be needed for anything controversial. Walton in all yellow in front of those Town fans who are bathed in sunshine. Off to our left, 3 minutes gone on BBC Radio Suffolk Sport. It's top versus 18th as far as the league table is concerned. Town just in there on goal difference, which is worse than Wolves. Wolves at home to Arsenal this afternoon.
Yeah, these 6 goals last week didn't help our cause, did it?
It didn't at all. Everton away to Brighton today. Southampton, who come to Portman Road in a week's time, they've got Newcastle at home. Leicester go to Tottenham tomorrow. Gakpo heads the ball to Diaz. Clever little head down from Diaz to the World Cup winner McAllister. He's just outnumbered in midfield. Morsey comes away with the ball. Good play from the skipper. Szoboszlai brings him down. The referee said play on. Good advantage played by Mr. Salisbury. Axel Tuanzebe tries to push the ball forward for Town at halfway. It's blocked off by Gakpo. There is O'Shea playing it down this near side. Robertson beats Burns to the ball. That's going to be a really good battle for me. Burns against Robertson. Where's Burns, if he's on his game, can have a good go and really test Andy Robertson, who by his very, very high standards, he's a phenomenal player, hasn't had the best of seasons, Robertson. On the opposite side, the Ipswich Town left back comes forward. Davis trying to play Delap in behind, but it's a very, very poor ball from Davis. The opportunity was there, though, to put Delap through.
Yeah, it's a shame. It really is a shame. You expect Leaf to put that through, and Delap's plate and in front of him, and he's just set him short.
Robertson down the left-hand side. Gets it back to Gakpo. That's underneath us. Just a few yards from Kieran McKenna. There is Van Dijk on the halfway line. What a servant he's been to Liverpool since arriving from Southampton. And just about everything there is to win in the domestic game. Here is that Konate, who actually started out as a striker. Strong force at centre-half now for Liverpool. Gomez is another player who's out injured for the Reds. Gakpo towards McAllister, trying to play the 1-2. Not enough pace on that ball either. Tuanzebe's there to tidy up. The option is Walton the uses. Not the best of kicks from Walton, doesn't reach halfway. One in the air by Van Dijk, then it's Phillips's header, goes back to Davis. Davis up towards Delap. Van Dijk takes the ball off the Ipswich Town striker, who tries his best to bring down Gravenberch, who's done very well. His attempted through ball blocked away by O'Shea, and it's still goalless at Anfield.
Yeah, one thing about Delap, it doesn't bother him who he's playing against or who he's pulling down. He'll just have a go. He's 110%.
Absolutely spot on. Hit up in the air by Salah. Phillips gives the ball to Philogene. We saw a little bit of him last week against Manchester City. Such a difficult game for anybody to come in to and make their debut, but Philogene's been given his first start here this afternoon live on BBC Radio Suffolk Sport.
Yeah, you can see why he's picked it against the fullbacks, because if anything, that's Liverpool's weakness, the defensive qualities of the fullbacks. I mean, outstanding players, don't get me wrong, going forward, but sometimes they can't get caught out at the back because they're that good at going forward.
Greaves takes the ball on his chest after Gakpo's attempted header pass. Burns brings down Van Dijk, who stayed down in the centre of the field. Play continues. Van Dijk's looking a little bit dazed. Liverpool still have the ball on the left-hand side with Diaz. Van Dijk sitting up now, just went over the top of Burns, maybe winded more than anything else. Now just getting back up to his feet. Play continues. The applause is for Van Dijk, who's now on the ball, given it by Alexander-Arnold, who's having a walk into midfield now. Alexander-Arnold's a striker on that area of the field. Liverpool have it down the right-hand side with Salah outside the Ipswich area. Tucks the ball back to Szoboszlai. He tees up his cross into the area. It swings all the way into the chest of Robertson. Robertson has a go, comes off with Tuanzebe, goes out square for a throw-in. Met that well with his trusty left boot, Robertson, but Tuanzebe was a more than able block. McAllister square to Konate. He knocks the ball into the Ipswich area over the top of Gakpo and out behind for a goal kick to Christian Walton.
He's been a great player for Liverpool, great signing. I mean, for Liverpool, McAllister, yeah. He's done very, very well. I never thought he'd step up the way he did, and he's been outstanding since he's came to the club.
Yeah, one of the many that Brighton have sold for millions and millions. He has been very good, the number 10. World Cup winner a couple of years ago. Liverpool the top goal scorers with 50 goals from 21 games so far. Liverpool of course still have that rearranged Merseyside derby to come. They're one game behind a lot of sides with 21 games so far this season. Trent Alexander-Arnold finds Salah outside the Ipswich area, gets inside the box. The Egyptian Salah fancies this one. It's driven at the block by Davis, who's very close to him. Then heads it away. Alexander-Arnold recycles into the box to Salah. Edge of the area, McAllister knocks it into a dangerous area, headed away by Tuanzebe. It's still inside the Ipswich Town box. Greaves gets his head on it. McAllister gets to the ball ahead of Phillips, tries to squeeze a cross in. Ball comes off Phillips. Liverpool win the first corner after 8 minutes.
Yeah, good play from Liverpool again. Good defending again from Ipswich. Just need to settle down a little bit. We're a bit rushing ourselves. We've got a goal kick out of that, thankfully.
Yeah, it's come back up. No, me neither. McAllister's complaining about that. We couldn't really tell. We're right up in the gods here at Anfield, but there weren't too many complaints from Liverpool players when it was given, from Ipswich players, should I say, when it was given as a corner initially. But anyway, they've got away with that one. It's a goal kick to Walton. Walton rolls it out to Morsey. Morsey tucks the ball back to O'Shea. Now to Tuanzebe. Tam working up to the halfway line with Morsey. Morsey with a deft flick on, but just behind Delap. Konate controls it. Liverpool in all red with McAllister in the centre of Anfield. Still to see a goal in this game. Town trying to win for the third time on the road this season, but with all due respect to Tottenham and Wolves, this would be by far their most eye-catching victory on their travels. This would even trump Chelsea at home if they were to get a victory here at Anfield. 2 wins in the last 3 here in the league, actually. Ipswich Town. Gravenberch gets the ball off Van Dijk. Now it's Gakpo with a cross into the Ipswich area, headed away by O'Shea after the 3 Dutch players in the Liverpool lineup had linked up. Konate stands in the ball midway inside the Ipswich Town half of the field, gives it to Salah, far side, up against Leif Davis, who closes them down. Then Philogene goes towards Alexander-Arnold, who has the ball. Van Dijk to Robertson. Normal pattern of game for this for Ipswich Town in the Premier League in terms of the opponent having all the possession. Konate back to Van Dijk, who seems to have shaken off that knock of a few moments ago. Tucking in field is Robertson. Poor ball from Robertson, in for Diaz. In step Twanzebe. Hutchinson can run the ball to halfway. Blocked off by Robertson, who gets it back to his goalkeeper, Allison. Town had the ball briefly.
Yeah, they did. Amari, I thought he was just going to knock it in behind and use his pace to get in behind Robertson. But he tried to beat him with skill, and Robertson was up to the challenge.
Konate through towards Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai, edge of the area, in the D! Finds the corner of the net. It's taken Liverpool 10.5 minutes to take the lead in this game at Anfield. Low down to Walton's left-hand side. The keeper couldn't get onto it, and the Hungarian has his 4th of the season. Liverpool 1, Ipswich Town 0.
Yeah, and it's a good ball for Konate, but you can't give Szoboszlai that kind of space. No. He was all alone, and he's just took a touch. It's a good finish in the end. Bottom right-hand corner. Yeah, backs against the wall now, Brenner. Losing the goal so early on. I was just saying we were doing so well, but it's a great ball from Konate. He played him in, and he's just turned, but he's got acres of space here. Nobody's went to close him down.
He could have carried it on another yard, couldn't he?
Yeah, just nobody near him.
Took it into the D. Things opened up. A very, very good finish, though. Must have been right into the corner of the net, because Walton had time to see it, but just could not get there. Off to his left-hand side as Dominic Szoboszlai waves to friends and family just down below us.
The thing is, you've got Morsey and you've got Phillips in there, the holding midfielders. They've got to be doing something there. They've got to be stopping that ball into him.
A bit of just overly physical work there from Delap on Konate. Free kick to Liverpool inside their penalty area. So yeah, it was 27 minutes last week when Manchester City took the lead. Just the 11 gone at Anfield, and the vast majority inside the ground have smiles on their faces. Back to Graham.
Bournemouth 1, Forest 0. Southampton ahead at home to Newcastle.
Oh my goodness me. Bournemouth are on a heck of a run as well, it has to be said. Ball round the back for Salah. Flag is stayed down at the moment. Salah inside the area. Salah with a chance for 2. Just goes away from him, but he gets it back. Morsey takes it off of his toes, just as his international colleague was trying to tee somebody up, given away by Phillips. Terrible. Alexander-Arnold tries to cross the ball into the Ipswich area. That would have been unforgivable if Town had conceded so quickly straight after that opening goal. There was a chance there as well.
Oh, it was a great chance, it really was, but we can't get caught out with a simple ball down the side. Leaf's got to tuck in a little bit. They're getting caught out. I know they're great players they're playing against, but they've really got to be a little bit tighter and really put a stopgap in there to stop the ball getting in, put in behind. Good play from Morsey to get back.
Well, it was important play as well. What a test of Ipswich Town's mettle this. 6-0 last week, and now 1-0 down away at Liverpool 7 days later, and we've yet to reach the quarter of an hour mark. Anfield in fine voice. Davis with this throw-in on the far side of the field, midway inside the Ipswich Town half. Ipswich attacking the cop end off to our right in the first period. Morsey can't get the ball forward, almost lost it. Phillips to Twanzebe, who'd come into a central area inside the Ipswich Town half of the field. Twanzebe up to Burns. Haven't seen very much of him at all so far in this game. Gets tripped by Gakpo. Free kick given by the referee. 1-0 Liverpool lead. Twanzebe back towards O'Shea, who of course played against Liverpool last season for Burnley. It's Szoboszlai who's got the only goals so far. Liverpool trying to close down. Morsey was almost embarrassed by Salah in behind him. Morsey just spotted at the very last second that Salah was right there if he tried to turn the ball back to his goalkeeper Walton. Clever play by Salah on Morsey. Oh, Town lose the ball in midfield. Diaz has it for Liverpool. Still work to be done. Lots of blue shirts off to our left. Now in field to McAllister. Forward to Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai gets towards the edge of the area. Doesn't open up quite so well as it did for him with his goal. Alexander-Arnold skips away from Philogene. His left-footed ball's blocked away by Morsey. Alexander-Arnold then pulls at Philogene. You can see that from here. Free kick to Ipswich.
Yeah, just before that, Philogene's made about 3 runs for it, was screaming for the ball to go in behind, and nobody's done it for him, and he's getting frustrated. I mean, I think we've just got to turn them around and see what they can do defensively. Instead of playing that ball into the midfield where it's their strength, where we get caught out, I think we've got to be going in the channels like Liverpool are doing to us.
Just like last week with Gundogan and Kovacic and De Bruyne, Liverpool very strong in midfield with Gravenberch, McAllister, Szoboszlai. Ipswich Town came up it's a very strong Newcastle midfield at Portman Road just before Christmas as well. Such a big impact on these games. Delap's header reaches McAllister. He gets up to Gakpo. Given away by Liverpool. Hutchinson on towards Burns. Burns crosses into the area towards Delap, headed away by Van Dijk. He needed to make that header. Delap was in behind him. Szoboszlai, lovely play from Szoboszlai. Out to the left-hand side, Gakpo. Gakpo comes in field, still in the middle third. Twanzebe tries to bring him down, doesn't get enough on him. Szoboszlai now out to the right. Salah is one-on-one with Davis. Salah motoring into the Ipswich Town area, getting the better of Davis. Davis does well in the end to stick with him, kept his eye on the ball, and then it's smothered by Walton. Yeah, good play from Davis. I thought Salah was just going to get away from him there, so he's tying him in knots, but he did well, Davis. And Walton's done well to go dive at his feet. But looking a threat all the time. Yeah, they really are. Liverpool have had 29 games in all competitions this season, 23 wins and 5 draws, just that one defeat. We've beaten Chelsea, Manchester City and Real Madrid here this season. Good crossfield ball by Ipswich Town, reaches Davis, now just crossing halfway on the far side. Davis back to halfway and Phillips. Davis once again. Town yet to test Allison. 16 minutes gone. Philogene running in field. Liverpool double up on him. It's Gravenberch and Alexander-Arnold. Gravenberch gets it back to his goalkeeper. Here is Virgil van Dijk. Walking pace with the ball as he takes it out of his penalty area. Ipswich Town dropping off. Still has it, Van Dijk. Goes to his right-hand side. And Canate. Szoboszlai, the only goal scorer in the 11th minute of this match. On a slot, hands in pockets, watching on down below us. Former Feyenoord manager. Alexander-Arnold. Infield towards Gravenberch. Gravenberch trying to thread it through to Diaz. In steps Twanzebe, given away on the clearance by Ipswich Town. Liverpool are back on it. Hard that rule for Delap. A little bit of frustration there when he couldn't get on the ball. Gakpo on the left outside the Ipswich area, tucks the ball back to McAllister. He'll then go square to Canate, the number 5, out to the right hand side. Liverpool have it with Alexander-Arnold, then Salah. Liverpool just patiently passing the ball square from one side to the other inside the Ipswich Town half. Now they inject a little bit of pace into matters. On the left, Gakpo in the right back area outside the Town box. Still with Liverpool, as the ball has been an awful lot in this first 17.5 minutes on BBC Radio Suffolk Sport. Town moving from side to side. There is Diaz, who I thought played really well at Portman Road opening day of the season. Canate to Salah. Actually, it's Alexander-Arnold on that far side. Van Dijk up to Diaz outside the Ipswich Town area. Morsey keeping his eye on the ball in front of him. Gakpo overlapping as Robertson, but it comes to nothing. Wasted pass. That's out behind goal kick. Yeah, good play, patient play from Liverpool. Thankfully the pass not up to the finishing. I just don't see where we're going to get anything. We need to try and get some passes going, some possession going, Brenner, but I know it's tough out there. 5 years now since Liverpool ended that long wait for a title, Premier League title. And there weren't fans around to see it during the pandemic era. They have finished second on 97 points and 92 points 2 other years, has to be said. Great run from Hutchinson, bursting forward, trying to put Burns in behind. Can Burns get on the ball? Yes, he can. Blocked off by Robertson, and Town it is who win the first corner kick of the game, and that is definitely a corner this time. Yeah, that's better, a lot better from Omari, turning his man, then putting Burns in behind. You can see Burns has got the pace on Robertson. He's done well to win the corner. Robertson got back, but I think anything in behind a little bit tighter, we could get some joy down there. Davis just trotting across to this near side to take the corner kick. Wants a word with Amari Hutchinson first. That was really good play by Hutchinson. Only Dominic Solanke has applied more pressures in the Premier League to back fours than Amari Hutchinson this season. Very well in that particular facet of his game. Leif Davis on this corner kick for Ipswich Town in front of the Kop, off to our right. Liverpool lead 1-0 in the 20th minute. Can Ipswich Town get an equaliser from this set piece? And it comes from Davis to the middle towards Allison. Touched it away, fingertips in the end, less than convincing. It was a great ball in from Davis. Now the referee's seen something he's unhappy with. Liverpool dead ball.
Yeah, he faffed at that a little bit, didn't he? But maybe that's why he's got a foul.
Doesn't look too much wrong with it from here. Good delivery from Leif Davis, the only player in the Premier League, Leif Davis, to have created more than 20 chances from both open play and set plays. In fact, overall, there's only Trent Alexander-Arnold, both playing against each other on the far side of the pitch this afternoon. It's created more chances in the Premier League than Leif Davis.
It's outstanding, that, isn't it?
Absolutely. He's carried on that part of his championship form and League One form into this year. Szoboszlai to Gravenberch's header, which reaches Morsey. Morsey to Phillips. Phillips loses the ball. Liverpool have it now with McAllister. McAllister has a go from distance. That's off target. Real daisy cutter. There's a good 4 or 5 yards to the right-hand side of Walton's right post.
Yeah, we can't be giving the ball away that cheaply. We really can't. I mean, Phillips this time giving it away. Really McAllister just got spaced it on. He could even took that another 2-3 yards before they let it fly.
He could have done. This is an area that the Town have got strength in going forward, that midfield area. Hard for the boys down there against this three of Liverpool. Kieran McKenna, I think, will know this as well. Town are going to be successful at this level going forward, whether it's this season or a couple of years' time perhaps. There is Van Dijk. Liverpool lead 1-0 live on BBC Radio Suffolk, approaching the midway point of this first half. It actually conceded first in the last 3 Premier League games here, Liverpool. So it's broken a little run for them this afternoon here against Ipswich, in a game which they are obviously expected to go on and win. Van Dijk in the centre of the field, playing the game at his pace, up towards Gravenberch. Gravenberch through to Salah. Salah, it just inside the area. It runs away from him. Phillips gets back, then completes the clearance to Burns. Burns to Hutchinson. What can Town do on the counter-attack? Hutchinson's ball. You can see what he's trying to do. He can't find Delap. And it's easy for Liverpool to deal with these two sides on totally different levels, it has to be said.
Yeah, unlucky again there, Mari. You see what he was wanting to do, like you say, Brennan. He just didn't execute the pass.
Alexander-Arnold plays the ball slightly behind Gravenberch. Liverpool on top, but it's just 1-0. Out to the left-hand side. Heavy touch from Gakpo off the outside of his right boot. Twanzebe, one of the 5 changes pre-kickoff, if you went with us, gets the ball back to Walton. Delap heads the ball on, but it's only going to be for Van Dijk to deal with. He's not dealt with it particularly well. Referee's blown his whistle. Foul by Ipswich Town on Van Dijk. Delap is who the TV cameras have zoomed in on. Just got himself in a bit of a muddle, Van Dijk there. Yeah, it was a pull back from Delap when Van Dijk's little back header went over the top of him. Canate. 5 games for France as they finish runners-up at the last World Cup, won by this man's side, McAllister. Now on the left it's Diaz, room to roam out to the left, going into a central striking area as Andy Robertson, very temporarily. Szoboszlai is up there as well. Szoboszlai has got the only goal of this Premier League match. Town's 23rd game of the Premier League season. The 24th is massive. Southampton at home in a week's time. Wow, what a game that's going to be. Van Dijk out to the left-hand side. Good disguise on that ball. It's inch perfect for Gakpo. Beautiful control off the outside of his right boot. Gakpo still has it. Gives it back to McAllister. Late challenge on him. Burns has gone down injured. He's in a lot of trouble. This does not look good at all. It was Burns' challenge on Gakpo, and immediately Burns is holding what looks like his right knee, is it? He's in all sorts of trouble. He immediately has called for the Ipswich Town physio to come on. That's not good at all, is it?
Oh, he's just...
Something's gone, hasn't it?
Yeah, he's just...
His right knee.
Yeah, as if it's got stuck. He's twisted it.
Yeah, the stretcher's already being prepared down below us, purely from Wes Burns' body language. Matt Byard's out there. He's looking very troubled, Burns, at the moment. Ben Johnson obviously has been sent out to warm up on this near side of the field. What have you made of this first 24 minutes, Alex?
Well, it's been all Liverpool, hasn't it, really? We've had an odd little break, but really it's been all Liverpool. They look a threat every time they're coming forward. They're so fluid, aren't they? They just interchange. You see Robertson coming up at centre forward, you see Trent Arnold coming up into centre forward at times, and they all drop off. They're very, very good, very, 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 very clever the way they play, and they interchange with each other. Ipswich, again, they just... They get beat 1-0, but you just think that they were just waiting for that goal to come. That's the impression you got. They need to just believe in themselves a little bit more. It's a great finish from Szoboszlai, but I just think we need to do better when we're on the ball. Have the confidence to go and take people on. Amari's doing that. He's giving us that little thing. We need to get up to support Delap when Amari does get the ball, but we can't leave ourselves open. It's a catch-22, isn't it?
Absolutely. Everything suggests this is a bad injury. They're calling for the change. And Leif Davis has been absolutely wonderful. He's been with Wes Burns all the time that he's been treated off to our left-hand side. They've got the doctor and the physio on there as well. And now on come the stretcher bearers as well. So there's about 5, 6, 7 people round about Wes Burns. But Leif Davis has been consoling him and patting his chest all the way through, while the rest of Ipswich Town players, whatever the other 8, 9 of them, were across speaking to Kieran McKenna and getting some instructions. Leif only had eyes for his mate, which is lovely to see. But this is a nasty looking one, isn't it, Alex? You can tell straight away by Wes Burns' reaction, and this doesn't look at all good, does it? No, it doesn't. And the thoughts go with him, to be fair. I think he's just done He's done his knee. How much damage you'll not be able to assess in the next 24 hours, we'll see, but he's obviously in a lot of pain just now. And he knew right away, didn't he, as soon as he went down? Yeah. And you know that as a player, when you've done something serious here, like, you know your own body and you know exactly there's something not right. Clearly a bad knee injury by the looks of things. Virgil van Dijk's just gone across to see him as well. And he'll get a terrific ovation from everybody inside Anfield once this stretcher's put together. Mark Hudson and Kieran McKenna just having a word with Ben Johnson, who's going to be coming on as well. I could totally, no disrespect to Ben Johnson, but just because he's more defensively minded, I completely could understand why Kieran McKenna went for Wes Burns to have a good go at getting in behind Andy Robertson and causing some problems. That was a totally understandable team selection. I was just about to give you the actual changes pre-kick-off. You weren't with us at 3 o'clock before Wes got injured. Town have brought in Tuanzebe, Greaves, Burns, Phillips and Philogene for Godfrey, Burgess and Johnson. They're all on the bench. Jack Clark isn't anywhere to be seen this afternoon, nor is Jens Kajuste. No Burgess or Luke Wolfenden either in Ipswich Town's travelling party. The stretcher has just been put together underneath Wes Burns off to our left. In terms of the action that we'd seen in it's probably stopped play after about 24 minutes, the first 24 minutes of this game. Liverpool with all of the ball, by far the better side, just a 1-0 lead thanks to a strike from Dominic Szoboszlai. Newcastle have got an equaliser, which is good news, down at St Mary's. Southampton 1, Newcastle 1. Bournemouth still leading against Forest. Late game today, big one, Man City against Chelsea.
Yeah, how good are Bournemouth just now? They're playing really well, aren't they?
They were terrific last Saturday against Newcastle, weren't they? Thoroughly deserved that win. They've been so good, and they've got all sorts of injuries as well. Areola clearly has something very, very special. Well, he and Kieran McKenna, the two names that seem to be the shortest favourites to become the next Tottenham Hotspur manager. Postecoglou soldiering on, but you do wonder if Tottenham lose at home to Leicester tomorrow, what that might mean. Wes Burns been lifted up onto the stretcher in front of the Ipswich Town fans who are applauding him. Of course, Town already without Chiu Ogbeni in that flying right-sided role. They have been for a little while now. Now likely, one would imagine, hopefully I'm wrong, to be without Wes Burns for a while as well. I think Ogbeni could have been a big player for them this season. Hopefully will be next year going forward. Ben Johnson's taken off his tracksuit top again. He's going to be coming on. Warm round of applause from all 4 sides of Anfield for Wes Burns as he gets carried off. Very, very sad for him, covering up his face as he comes by on the stretcher underneath us. A real blow for him and for Ipswich Town going forward. Johnson is on for him. Kieran McKenna just passing him and having a word with Wes Burns. He goes past him down the tunnel, off to be assessed further. So a lengthy period of additional play at the end of this first half. 29 on the clock at the moment. That break must have been at least 5-6 minutes. Thrown to Liverpool underneath us, which Andy Robertson is going to be taking. He's got the ball in his hands, number 26. Did actually play for Hull against Ipswich Town many moons ago, alongside Shawnee Aluko, I remember. Here is Ben Johnson. Decent start, nice little Cruyff turn from him, and it boosted his confidence. Took the Liverpool player the wrong way. Back it goes to Greaves, who started on the opening day of the season. Greaves down the middle looking for the run of Philogene.
It's unlucky that, it's unlucky. It's a good run from Philogene. Just didn't execute the pass, but it was a good idea.
They know each other from last season, played together at Hull, of course, with Delap as well. Hull fans will be having a wry smile when Greaves, Delap and Philogene are all starting at Anfield this afternoon. Liverpool slowly, patiently passing the ball around. Robertson's made a run. Van Dijk has the ball just south of the centre circle. Up it, he plays the ball to Canate. Now it's with Alexander-Arnold. He can pass the ball to find anybody, anywhere on a football field just about. Alexander-Arnold, one of the very best passers in the Premier League. It's probably a two-horse race between him and De Bruyne when he's on song.
I think Van Dijk just plays in that centre circle, doesn't he?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and his own. But look at him, how comfortable he is, isn't he?
He's unbelievable.
Van Dijk arrows the ball out to left, too high for Gakpo on this occasion. You cursed him there, Alex, but he is. He's a cool customer, isn't he?
He really is. Been outstanding for them since he signed.
So just it's that Coutinho money when they sold him that they reinvested in Van Dijk and Alisson. What an impact those two players had off the back of that. Some wise investment. Down goes Hutchinson underneath Gakpo. Free kick. Newcastle now ahead, so that's great news. Southampton 1, Newcastle 2 at St Mary's. Hutchinson on this near side of the field, blocked off by McAllister. Now Morsey has the ball, he loses it, headed on by Gakpo to Hutchinson. Both sides being generous in possession. McAllister gets the ball through a little gap to Canate. Canate then finds Gakpo, lovely spin from Gakpo, then he holds off Morsey. Morsey hacking at him, Gakpo stood. It's actually Gravenberg who's come away with the ball superbly well. Drift play from him. Canate sold Salah short, but Salah somehow got on the ball ahead of Davis, who's out of position. Szoboszlai lets it go. He took his eye off the ball at a crucial moment. Liverpool could have had a chance to be in there. Hutchinson loses the ball. In goes Robertson. It's a little bit scrappy. Liverpool get the ball with Gakpo. Out to the left-hand side, Robertson. The crowd roar them on. Edge of the area. McAllister prods the ball on the slide into the box. Blocked away by Ipswich Town. Szoboszlai square to Canate. Just thinking how quiet Anfield seemed to be. It is no more. Salah's on the ball inside the Ipswich area. Salah shoots, blocked away by the forehead of Greaves. Well, as far as Van Dijk, still just 1-0 thanks to this man Szoboszlai in his second season at Liverpool. On the left-hand side, Gakpo comes infield, gets the ball out from under his feet. Van Dijk gives it back to Robertson. It's a chance to bend the ball into the box, dealt with by O'Shea at shin pad height. And it goes for a throw-in towards Van Dijk from Robertson. Back to Robertson on this left-hand side. Lovely sunny afternoon on Merseyside. Diaz comes infield from the left, goes towards Gravenberg. One touch on to Robertson, who got into a striking area. But it's Phillips who brings it away for Ipswich Town. Gives it to Hutchinson. Hutchinson forward, trying to get Delap one-on-one with Canate. A real battle of the heavyweights. Delap's got it wide right in front of the Kop, outside the Liverpool area. He's then won us off of Canate, but carried it over the dead ball line for a goal kick.
I thought that was a foul, Brenner. I know it was a bit of soft, but he did push him in the back. I think he should have got a foul there. The linesman's right in front of it.
Van Dijk to Andy Robertson. Back in field to Virgil van Dijk. 7 major trophies in the last 6 seasons. Liverpool, overall their record this season, played 33. They've won 26, drawn 5, and just lost 2 games. The other defeat beyond that Forest one was away to Tottenham in the first leg of the Carabao Cup semi. Salah taking on Davis, getting inside the area. Such close control by Salah, gets to the byline. Salah still has it into the centre. It comes spilled by Walton, should be cleared away by Phillips. He needed to make that. Brilliant stuff from Salah.
Davis is going to be a bit dizzy after this game, I think, watching his feet. They're so quick, aren't they?
Yeah, very quick. Robertson to Gakpo. Robertson's gone on an overlap. Gakpo crosses towards the fast stick over the top of Szoboszlai. It's into the net from Salah for his 100th Premier League goal for Liverpool at Anfield. 34 minutes gone, and again Ipswich Town are staring down the barrel of defeat. It's Liverpool 2, Ipswich Town 0. Mo Salah, who else?
Yeah, it's a great finish. I just thought we could have defended it a little bit better. It's a ball into the box, over the 2 centre halves. Right in the corner of the 6-yard box, he's just brought it down and volleyed it into the top of the net. Walton could nowhere near. Just watching that again here, and it's just it's a ball in for Gakpo? Yeah, great ball in, just at the back post. Davis has got caught underneath it. He's got to go with his man Salah. It's a great finish.
It's a good finish.
It's a great finish.
Didn't realise how good it was in real time, just seeing it again from a very acute angle.
Great touch, and touch with 1 foot and then bang. What a finish.
A good goal.
Yeah.
As painful as it is to see. Liverpool 2-0 ahead. 23 for the season. He's been Liverpool's top goal scorer the last 7 seasons. What a signing he has been from Roma. A bit like De Bruyne at Chelsea. Didn't work out for him at Chelsea in his first foray into English football, but my goodness me, up there as an all-time great at this football club. Now his name up alongside the likes of a Dalglish or a Gerrard. He's kind of talked about in such terms. Areas Van Dijk, it's funny how Van Dijk plays, just so sort of easy and cool and slow, isn't he, and so relaxed. He's obviously had bigger tests than this in his Liverpool career, and will again. For this afternoon it's very much pipe and slippers for the mercurial Dutchman. So 2-0 Liverpool, 36 minutes gone.
He still organises though. He's telling everybody about him, pushing them about, telling them to come in, telling them to push out.
Over the top from Liverpool, mixing things up a bit. Oh, you're spot on. It's something I noticed in the Lille game the other night, how much of that he does. Hands are always waving around. He's pointing at the moment, speaking to Konate. Massive influence on, I was going to say, this Liverpool back line, but this entire Liverpool team. O'Shea clips the ball over the top of Salah, who was always going to score at some point in this game. Scored them both against Ipswich Town this season. Mo Salah. Liverpool actually on a run of 10 wins in a row. This would be number 11 against newly promoted sides.
Town players have just got to keep going, keep motivated, keep working hard. You know what I mean? We don't want to be turning into another 6-0. They just got to keep going, keep their shape, go with their runners. It's hard when you're 2-0 down and you can see no way back into it.
Liverpool get the ball after it had broken out of the Ipswich Town defence. Liverpool have it with Salah, knocks it into the middle, blocked away by Greaves. Back to Salah, who made it 2-0, trying to lift it over the top of Philogene. Comes to Alexander-Arnold. Salah with a little layoff. I was to say, we're given away by Ipswich Town, sloppy at the back, involving Davis. Gravenberch to Robertson, out to the left for Liverpool. Gakpo has it, gets it out from under his feet, comes in field, trying to get away from Johnson. Liverpool have it with Konate. Back to the right-hand side, Alexander-Arnold. Now Salah, the number 11, trying to play it through Calvin Phillips. Didn't work out at all. Cleared by Davis towards Delap. Will have to go it all alone. Misjudged the bounce. Gravenberch keeps it in the far side. Does he? Yeah, the flag has stayed down. It's been a revelation under Arne Slot. Ryan Gravenberch always had ability early on in his career at Ajax and then Bayern Munich, but boy, has he stepped up this season to be a main man for Liverpool. Robertson looking forward towards the run of Alexander-Arnold, who I was just about to say hasn't played one of his trademark passes yet. Alexander-Arnold, still time in this game. A long old way back for those Ipswich Town fans, all 3,000 of them, with their team 2-0 down. On the right-hand side is Axel Tuanzebe. In field, I'd certainly take my predicted 3-1 that I talked about in the matchday preview last night right now. There is Twanzebe at right back at the moment for Town. Down the line to Hutchinson, controls it, loses out there to Gakpo. Gakpo over the top of Twanzebe to McAllister. McAllister's tripped from behind rather cynically. Hutchinson picks up McAllister. Free kick to Liverpool in a good crossing position for Robertson or Gakpo. Both have got the quality to cause problems.
Yeah, just frustration there. I think that challenge from Amari. Scotty back calf on McAllister.
It's Andy Robertson with this free kick for Liverpool, just in front of the right back area outside the Ipswich Town box, off to our left. Walton bouncing up and down on his goal line. Robertson with this free kick. Town trying to prevent Liverpool from going 3-0 up in the first half. Robertson's right hand's in the air, that's a signal. Into the box it comes, headed away by Davis, controlled by Hutchinson. Hutchinson gives it back to Davis, who controls it and protects it from Alexander-Arnold. Phillips, great ball forward to Philogene. Philogene might have a chance, he's going to have to go it alone, why not? Philogene on his full debut, trying to find Delap in the area. Delap's got the ball and loses his footing. And it's Liverpool who have the ball again, but that was a chance for Town on the counter-attack.
Yeah, I just thought Philogene might have just gone, but
he should have done that.
Yeah, he's trying to keep coming into his left foot, whereas I think he's got to go on the outside there and just go 1v1.
He had a chance to take it on for me, and he's certainly got the ability to do that. He was sort of one-on-one with the defender from nowhere, really. Just a warning to Liverpool. Here is Van Dijk.
Yeah, I think we've just got to believe in ourselves a little bit more.
It's not worse than 2-0 at half-time, which is still a while away. We've played 40 minutes, or at least 40 minutes is on the clock, but because of the nasty-looking injury to Wes Burns, probably got at least another 10 minutes of this half still to go in real time.
I'd take 2-0 at half-time, Brenner, just now.
Absolutely, so would I. Here is Gakpo, bit of a heavy touch, draws in the challenge of Johnson, but Gakpo does get it via Robertson to Van Dijk in the centre. Van Dijk gives the ball to Konate, and immediately, as we were highlighting, has something to say to his teammates. Salah, who made it 2-0, finds Gravenberch. That's still the scoreline. Salah again, very deep in open play. Goes to his left-hand side. Back it comes to Salah. Salah's still on the ball. He finds Gravenberch. All 10 blue shirts behind the ball. Liverpool have it right in the centre of the Ipswich Town half. Again, such a gulf in quality. Diaz takes on Johnson, gets the better of him. He's crosses deep towards the far post, headed down by Davis as far as Gravenberch. Doesn't have the first time shot, has controlled it, then gone square to McAllister. Liverpool certainly fancy a 3-goal advantage at half-time. Robertson wide left into Diaz. A couple of yards outside the Ipswich Town area. Diaz jabs it to the left again with Robertson. Infield to Diaz, who stretched and controlled it. He's not been in the game an awful lot, but somebody that can explode into life and cause all sorts of problems for any team. Luis Diaz. And Salah in central midfield, getting involved in a different area. Robertson's cross into the area should be dealt with by Greaves, so strong in the air. He's got it away, nodded down by Szoboszlai, who got the first goal inside 11 minutes. Back to the left-hand side. And Gakpo, all Liverpool. Gakpo comes in field. Gakpo still has the ball, gives it towards Konate. Everton have taken the lead at Brighton. That's not what we want to hear. Salah, lovely play from Liverpool. The return pass from Alexander-Arnold was a howler straight at Walton after a long old period of possession by Liverpool.
Yeah, just chasing shadows just now, aren't we?
Yeah,
we really are.
Nowhere near it.
Yeah, we can't get near the ball, to be fair. We really can't. And that's no detriment to Ipswich Town. It's just that Liverpool are just so good. They really are.
Best team in the world, I think, is what Thomas Frank, the Brentford manager, described them as last week. Certainly an argument for that. Top of the Premier League, top of the Champions League, right up there, beating most sides. Alexander-Arnold takes the ball on his chest, comes into the centre circle, threads it forward to Szoboszlai. Morsey was in the way, but Liverpool get it back quickly. McAllister to Gravenberch. Towards the end of this first half, Gravenberch into the box towards Szoboszlai, saved by Walton, but turned in for 3. And it is Cody Gakpo who scores in 5 successive Premier League games at home for Liverpool. And this one is running away from Ipswich Town. It was 6-0 last week at home to Manchester City. Liverpool league leaders now lead 3-0 at Anfield, and we're only 43 minutes in.
Yeah, it's a great ball again. The ball just opens us up. It really does. It's the run. It's a run from Szoboszlai. He's on side. Tuanzebe's gone to sleep. And he's just a little flight. It's a great save from Walton initially.
He did well, didn't he?
It just tapped it, but the run from Szoboszlai and the way he's found him. It's just eye of the needle stuff. It really is.
Well,
great stop initially, but Tuanzebe's about a yard behind everybody else, playing him on.
Well, not good news at Brighton, and certainly not good news at Anfield at the moment. Both Merseyside clubs winning, which is not a double we wanted to see this afternoon. Phillips, a little bit of head tennis, loses the ball to Gravenberch. Just on different planets, these two sides, sadly. And Liverpool have a throw on the far side. Alexander-Arnold with the ball up towards McAllister. Having a good season, Cody Gakpo. That's his 13th in all competitions. Town lose the ball. Here come Liverpool again. Salah with a reverse pass. Finds Diaz. Lovely control from Diaz inside the area. O'Shea's there, but Diaz still has the ball. O'Shea slips. Liverpool have bodies in the centre. Doesn't quite come to McAllister. Town somehow get it away. But I hate to say it, this could be another 6 or worse this afternoon, depending how much Liverpool won this game and the goals. Delap infield towards Phillips. Phillips loses the ball, but he's won a free kick. Not sure about that, but we'll take it. 7 minutes of added on time to be played.
That'll be a long 7 minutes for those Town players out there.
Well, Town have never failed to score in 3 successive games under Kieran McKenna. That's what made me think about the 3-1 prediction. Oh, we didn't get the 2-0 that we wanted at half-time, Alex, as the cameras zoom in on that Kieran McKenna. Tough season for him and these players, it really is.
It's a tough back-to-back Man City and Liverpool.
At least they're done and dusted.
Yeah, at least they're out of the way now.
5 o'clock this afternoon, that's it for those two in the league anyway.
Everyone else is possible. You've got a chance maybe, you know what I mean? But these two teams on their day are just different worlds.
Come on, Arsenal is what we're kind of thinking now. They've got Wolves today. It's already that stage of the end. Brighton as well, of course. Liverpool with Alexander-Arnold trying to play Salah in behind. Well done. That telescopic left leg of Leif Davis was worth its weight in gold. Morsey gets the ball from Phillips. Morsey goes back to Walton. Walton clears left-footed towards the centre spot where Van Dijk will win the header. He nods it down to Gravenberch, who pings it off McAllister, gets it back. They're so strong in midfield. They're so strong everywhere, Liverpool. Here is Robertson.
I'd be interested to see possession stats at half-time. It must be 80%
I was just going
at
to
least.
say, it's got to be 80, hasn't it? Salah up against Davis into the 2nd minute of the added-on 7. Salah coming into the area, getting away from a few players. Then he tried to find McAllister lurking around the penalty spot. Town had bodies back. Phillips to Philogene. Philogene in field to Delap. Back it goes towards Philogene. Good link-up play by the two, and Philogene stood on the ball under pressure, illegal pressure from Canate, says the referee. Free kick to Ipswich Town.
Good little bit of play there, though.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Good play of Delap linking up with Philogene. There is Morsey to Greaves. Morsey then goes back to O'Shea. If you were with us earlier on, Wes Burns started the game but went off with what looked like a really nasty knee injury. Stretched it off, in fact. Ben Johnson came on for him. Really sad to see. Robertson finds Alisson, who's had to do absolutely nothing. Town haven't had a shot, have they? Certainly not made a save, Alisson.
Oh, he had one cross that he flapped it, didn't he?
Oh, he did?
Yeah, they got a foul for it, didn't he? That's the only thing that we've had, really.
It's the only corner kick of the game we've seen, actually. Liverpool yet to have one. Like they'll be bothered. 3-0 up. On the far side, Alexander-Arnold gives it to Salah. Salah up against Davis, all part of Davis's education. Salah would quite possibly be in a lot of people's all-time Premier League best 11.
Oh, definitely.
Isn't
he?
he?
In mine.
He's up there. He'd have to be, wouldn't he, with his figures, season in, season out. Whether he'll be here next season, of course, is still open to debate. Him, Van Dijk and Alexander-Arnold all out of contract.
Not only his goals, the way he sets up for other players as well.
Yeah, his assists. Here's Salah, back towards Alexander-Arnold, back towards Salah, not quite well read by Phillips, just waiting for one of those clever balls from Alexander-Arnold to come off. Phillips is bundled to the ground. Free kick to Town at left back.
I mean, the 3 goals, it's been 3 great balls, isn't it? Defined. They've cut defence splitting passes.
Well, Liverpool have won their last 3 games against Ipswich Town by an aggregate scoreline of 13-0, because of course it was 6-5 this season that Ipswich Town last got relegated from the Premier League. In fact, their last game was here, the 5-0 defeat at Anfield. Then it was 2-0 on the opening day, and now it's worse than that, 3-0 at half-time.
It wouldn't surprise me if he takes a few players off at half-time.
Half-time that early, do you think? Ball forward towards Diaz. Diaz with a bit of showboating. He got lucky, went to Gakpo. Then McAllister has the ball. Hutchinson has a little hack at McAllister. A free kick's given the way of Liverpool in the end. Then Morsey gets a little bit agitated by McAllister standing over the top of him. Hutchinson tells McAllister to do one. Let's hope that Sam doesn't react to that. On 7 yellow cards, he hasn't. It's all kind of calmed down. Well, I think the fact that Man City had PSG in the week saved Ipswich Town a worse beating last weekend when Guardiola made all those changes with De Bruyne going off and Haaland, Doku as well. Kind of broke things down a little bit and allowed Ipswich Town to not get the beating they might have done if all those players had stayed on the way that City were flying forward at that stage. So, midweek game for Liverpool this time around. Salah towards Szoboszlai, who scored the first of Liverpool's 3 goals. On the right-hand side, Alexander-Arnold. In comes his cross. What a ball from Alexander-Arnold, which Diaz wasn't quite tall enough to get on. Had he been an inch taller, he'd have probably headed that past Walton for 4.
Oh, what a pass that is. What a pass with it on the half volley. Oh.
Good, isn't it? That's what we've been waiting to see from Alexander-Arnold, who's such a wonderful player, so heavily linked to Real Madrid. Well, this current transfer window doesn't look like that's going to happen, but might well end up alongside Jude Bellingham at the Bernabeu this summer.
Why would you want to move? That's what I don't understand.
To play for Real Madrid.
Yeah.
I mean, he's playing at one of the biggest clubs in the world now.
Yeah.
The opportunity to go and sample life in another country, perhaps. I don't know. Very well paid here. Of course, it'll go up a notch or two, one would think, at Real Madrid. Just test himself. He's won just about everything there is. Youngest player to appear in 2 Champions League finals, Alexander-Arnold. It has turned to play at walking pace. He's found Salah far side. Salah tries to curl a ball around Davis off the outside of his left boot, blocked out of play. Of course, if Liverpool do make changes, they've got some decent players on the bench, and Nunez and Chiesa, as well as Harvey Elliott.
Bradley.
Yeah, he's good, isn't he, as well?
He's a perfect replacement, isn't he, for Arnold?
Here is Alexander-Arnold spoon-fitting Salah towards the Szoboszlai, back towards Salah by the dead ball line. He pulls it back, won by McAllister ahead of Phillips, and then the shot from Szoboszlai. Oh, I was convinced that was going into the far corner, and so was he. That wasn't far away. Very, very close to a 4th Liverpool goal and his 2nd.
Yeah, Walton didn't even move. He just watched it going by. I don't know how close it was. We'll find out in a minute. But yeah.
Of course, Liverpool want to boost their goal difference as well this afternoon. Final few seconds of this first half. Lots of people have disappeared off to get their half-time beverages. Liverpool will be attacking the Kop end in the second half. They want to put some icing on this particular cake. Ipswich Town heading towards a 3rd successive defeat as the half-time whistle goes. They're jogging down the tunnel below us in their blue shirts, trailing 3-0 to league leaders Liverpool. Alex, what were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, we're facing an uphill battle after they lost that first goal. We really were. We knew it was going to be a tough game, but Liverpool have just been brilliant. They really have. The passing of the ball, the goals, the way they've cut open the defence with their passes. Salah's been outstanding. It really is a very, very, very hard task. I think we forget about this one and look at next week. That's the biggest one we've got to look forward to. Try and beat the teams around us.
What can Town do in the second half, or do better, or is there anything? There must be something they can improve upon when they get a chance.
Put 11 men in the goal line, Brenner. Maybe that might stop them scoring, but no, I think basically maybe keep the ball a bit better. Liverpool are working so hard to close us down, but we really should be keeping the ball away. We gave the ball away very cheaply at times. We need to be a little bit more confident in possession. I think a little bit more belief. It is hard when you've been beat 6 the week before to come out, lose a couple of early goals, your head goes down, but they've got to pick themselves back up. They can't afford to lose any more goals, especially when you're fighting for relegation down there, to give the teams around you a better chance. So yeah, I think we've just got to keep it tight as we can. But as I say, we're on a hide into nothing just now.
Yeah, and worse than the scoreline, we've got to feel sorry for Wes Burns, haven't we? That looks a bad one.
Yeah, it did look a bad one. It didn't look as bad as what you thought. It looked like a twist, but you can't really tell. But you knew as soon as he went down, and he knew himself that it was a bad one. So hopefully 24 hours we'll find out a little bit more, and it's not as bad as what we first thought.
Full second half commentary to come from sunny Anfield here this afternoon, but nothing sunny sadly whatsoever about the scoreline, because Liverpool totally in command on a different level altogether to Ipswich Town. They lead this game by 3-0.
Elsewhere in the Premier League this afternoon, Wolves 0, Arsenal 0 at Molineux. The Gunners down to 10 men though. Miles Lewis-Skelly sent off in the 43rd minute of that one this afternoon. Everton 1-up away at Brighton, and Dye with the goal just before half-time. Newcastle have come from behind to lead 2-1 at Southampton. Jan Bednarek had given the Saints the lead on 10 minutes. Alexander Isak levelling from the penalty spot on 26. He then got his second of the afternoon 4 minutes later. And elsewhere, Bournemouth 1, Nottingham Forest 0. Justin Kluivert on target again, scored a hat-trick at Newcastle last weekend in a 4-1 win. And on target this afternoon on the South Coast, Bournemouth 1, Nottingham Forest 0. 5:30 kick-off in the Premier League. We'll see Manchester City at home to Chelsea. A couple of notes in the Championship this afternoon. Norwich 5-1 winners at home to Swansea. Luton 0, Millwall 1, Stoke 0, Oxford 0. Those are all results. They kicked off at 12:30. In the 3 o'clock kickoffs, Blackburn chasing a playoff spot, a 1-1 away at Bristol City. Cardiff and Derby are goalless. Coventry, Ipswich Town's fourth round FA Cup opponents, 1-0 up at home to Watford. Preston leading Middlesbrough 1-0. We had confirmation earlier today that George Edmondson has left Ipswich Town to join Middlesbrough on a permanent deal. QPR and Sheffield Wednesday are goalless, as are Sunderland and Plymouth. At the Hawthorns, though, West Brom leading Portsmouth by 4-0 at half-time. Around the grounds locally in the National League North, Needham Market are goalless away at Alfreton Town. Not many goals in our games in the Southern Premier League this afternoon either. In the Central Division, Leiston are goalless with Hitchin. AFC Sudbury are 0-0 away at Stamford. Lowestoft Town trailing 1-0 at Bishop Stortford. We'll hear from Stephen Foster in a moment or so, watching the Isthmian North leaders Felixstowe and Walton United in action against Haringey Borough. It's goalless at the Martello ground. Second in the table, Bury Town trailing 2-0 at home to Brentwood. Mildenhall Town are goalless away at Malden and Tiptree. Ipswich Wanderers level at 1-1 on the road at Galston this afternoon. Newmarket Town also in action, playing Sporting Bengal United, and it's goalless in that one as well.
Sarah Lilly.
All reunited, and this is where 2025 really gets underway. Manifesting. Do you know what it means?
Got an idea.
Yeah, I've got an idea. I think it's somehow telling yourself that something you really want is going to happen.
It's like fast forwarding in your mind, and you make it real by visualising it.
Producer Johnny, why are you shaking your head?
I'll talk about fashion. You've got a new hairdo. You put your headphones on and the sort of bouffoned your hair. Well, it suits you, love.
Does it? I can see in the reflection. Oh, it's nice. It's like a big quiff.
Yeah. Sarah Lilly, weekdays 10 till 2 on BBC Radio Suffolk and BBC Sounds.
You're with Matchday, a couple of minutes before 4 o'clock on BBC Radio Suffolk. Ipswich Town trailing 3-0 at Liverpool in our main feature this afternoon. We'll be back with Brennan Woolley and Alex Matthew at Anfield shortly. This from Trevor, who's texted in, says completely outclassed. This is about damage limitations, or it could be similar to last week or worse. I want to take you back. Hopefully this will cheer you up as well, because Ipswich Town's record coming into this fixture at Anfield wasn't too bad at all. They'd won 2 of the last 3 when they travelled to Liverpool in the Premier League. The last victory coming in December of 2000.
back to Venus, who just backpedals to make some space for himself. Now he starts his run forward, looking for somebody to pick out. Stewart's ahead of him down the left-hand side, touches it infield now to Clapham, back to Marcus Stewart. Can he square it inside his man? Still Stewart on the ball, the keeper's out. Is it there? It's there from Marcus Stewart! 10th goal of the season, and you won't see better than that. That was a fantastic finish from the Ipswich Town striker. We're into injury time in the first half, and it's Liverpool 0, Ipswich Town 1.
That is absolute class. I tell you something, great ball, great break by us again. This time we do get the ball forward quickly. Superb ball by Matt Holland to Marcus Stewart, who's cut inside the full-back, put on his right foot. Actually, he thought he was going to pass it to Matilda, who made a run, but he's had the confidence to put it in with his right foot. Absolute perfection.
That's it. Ipswich Town have won 3 so valuable points and moved up the table to 3rd, we think, this evening, after what has been a magnificent performance away from home, topped by such a good goal by Marcus Stewart.
Yes, I mean, Vina played the ball in. I played it first time to Jamie. Jamie just toe-poked it past one of their players back to me, and I just took it round one of the players and the goalkeeper and put it in with my best foot, my right foot.
Do you have any nerves in those sort of circumstances? Because as far as we're sitting up in the commentary box, we're having kittens.
Yeah, of course I have nerves, but I think in those situations you have to turn yourself off. Not completely, of course, otherwise I'd stop and give them the ball back. But no, you have to turn yourself off to a certain extent and try and keep your head and try and be aware of things around you. And there was, if the same thing happened again, I'd probably do the same thing.
Yeah. When you played against Liverpool, I think last time you played for Huddersfield, you managed to get Michael Owen's shirt, you were just saying to us. I would have thought he would have been asking for your shirt. I think you were being quite modest when you said he doesn't know who you are. I'm sure he does.
Yeah, I mean, he probably does. He's probably heard of me, but that's about it. I'm not in the kind of stature he is. I've played for England a number of times and played for probably one of the best clubs in Europe, in Liverpool. So, I've just been in this league for not even half a season yet. So he's proved himself in the past 2 or 3 seasons. So maybe in 2 or 3 seasons, if I've proved myself in this league, he might ask for mine, but I shouldn't have thought so.
A very, very modest Marcus Stewart speaking with Terry Baxter for BBC Radio Suffolk after Liverpool 0, Ipswich Town 1 at Anfield in December of 2000. It's been a tough afternoon for Kieran McKenna's Ipswich Town. They trail 3-0 at Anfield. Goals from Dominic Szoboszlai, Mo Salah and Cody Gakpo in the first half. Wes Burns off injured. We wish him all the very best. Didn't look great at all, and perhaps we'll get an update from Kieran McKenna at full time as to how serious that is for Wes Burns. We'll be back with Brenna and Alex for full second half commentary very shortly. Let's hear from Stephen Foster now. He's watching the Isthmian North leaders Felixstowe Walton United in action this afternoon. They're playing Haringey Borough at the Martello grounds.
Half time here, Felixstowe Walton 0, Haringey Borough 0. An evenly matched first half with little to choose between the two sides. The one side being top of the table, of course, the other one second from bottom. But there's not much to choose between them, as I say. Felixstowe Walton have looked dangerous on the break, particularly towards the end of the first half, but then so have the Londoners from time to time during the first period. The first effort on goal came as early as 8 minutes for Felixstowe Walton when Josh Hitter had a shot cleared off the line. Then midway through the first half, there was a lovely in-swinging corner from ITFC loanee Ashton Boswell, which came mighty close to beating the keeper, but it just dipped over the wrong side of the crossbar. The keeper may have had it covered, but it was very close indeed. After 32 minutes at Felixstowe Walton, Sam Ford dragged a shot only inches past the post after a beautiful through ball to him from skipper Holland. Then 3 minutes later, Charlie Warren got a glancing header in from a cross by Boswell, but couldn't keep it on target. Another minute later, after 36 minutes, a lovely turn on the edge of the box by Josh Hitter, but he struck his shot straight at the visitors' keeper, West Astuti. And then just as we were approaching the half-time whistle, Josh Hitter again having something on target, a header from a close range. I say on target, it just went the wrong side of the post. It hit the side netting. Those were the best moments, certainly, from Felixstowe. As I mentioned, the North Londoners have had their moments. They do look dangerous on the break, and will be by far the happier of the two sides going into the interval. Felixstowe Walton 0, Haringey Borough 0.
Thank you, Foz. Watching the Isthmian North leaders Felixstowe and Walton United in action this afternoon for BBC Radio Suffolk. We'll hear from Nick Garnham shortly at Ram Meadow. Bury Town second in the table, trailing 2-0 at home to third in the table, Brentwood. Some cricket news. England's women thrashed today once again by Australia. 72-run defeat in the third T20 of the Ashes series. It leaves them winless with just the one-off test to go. Chasing 163, England were dismissed for just 90 runs inside 18 overs. England's men currently in action in Chennai, playing India in their latest T20. England made 165 for 9 from their 20 overs. In reply, 9 overs gone, India 78 for 4, chasing 166 to win. And remember, India are ahead 1-0 in that 5-match series. We can go to Ram Meadow now. Mention Nick Garnham watching Bury Town, hoping to gain points on Felixstowe and Walton United this afternoon in that Isthmian North title race, but it's not going their way. Nick watching Bury at home to Brentwood.
It's Bury Town 0, Brentwood Town 2, and 2 goals from Benas Vader have put the visitors in control of this top-of-the-table match. Brentwood have been the better side and thoroughly deserved their lead at the halfway point. The visitors did have the ball in the net in the 13th minute when Daniel Ogunleye fastened onto a ball over the Bury defence and lobbed over keeper Charlie Beckwith, but the assistant referee's flag was raised for offside. After Ryan Jolland forced Melvin Minter into a diving save low to his left at the other end, Brentwood should have taken the lead midway through the half when Mackay Mackenzie headed against the underside of the crossbar from Ogunleye's right-wing cross. The goal they had been threatening duly arrived 5 minutes later when Bury defender Joe White attempted a hook clear, a miss-hit shot and kicked the ball against Benas Vader, and the fortuitously rebounded over the head of Beckwith and into the unguarded net. And it got worse for Bury a minute before the break when White misjudged a ball in the penalty area and via Vader swivelled and buried his shot beyond Beckwith. Bury have it all to do if they are going to get anything from this game in the second period. Half time at the Getaway Cars Stadium, Bury Town 0, Brentwood Town 2.
Thank you, Nick. We're back at Anfield in just a moment or so on BBC Radio Suffolk. Another bit of sports news to bring you just ahead of the second half of our main feature, though, and it comes from the world of tennis, where there is a new Grand Slam champion, Madison Keys, winning the women's final with Arina Sabalenka in Melbourne earlier today. Sabalenka was going for a third straight title, but it was Keys who came through 6-3, 2-6, 7-5.
Okay, bear with me. I'm absolutely going to cry. There's no way I get through this without tears, so sorry in advance. Firstly, Arina, unbelievable playing. I'm glad I finally got you back. But unbelievable tennis. You're always so tough to play, and we always have the craziest matches. So congratulations to you and your team for another amazing Grand Slam run. I made my very first Grand Slam semifinal here in Melbourne. So to now have won my first Grand Slam in the same place means the absolute world to me. And I have been in one other Grand Slam final and it did not go my way, and I didn't know if I was ever going to be able to get back to this position to try to win a trophy again. And my team believed in me every step of the way, so thank you so much.
Madison Keys speaking earlier today after winning her first Grand Slam tennis title. She's the new Australian Open champion after that 3-sets victory over Arina Sabalenka. Just gone 4:05 you with Matchday on BBC Radio Suffolk. We can go back to Anfield, second half about to get underway.
Sadly, no changes to the Liverpool lineup that lead 3-0, but there's another one to the Ipswich Town team. Leif Davis has gone off at half-time. Surely that must be an injury. Connor Townsend has come on. So Townsend has come on at Anfield to face Mo Salah. There are easier jobs in football, but he's done very well. I know it's only been against the likes of Wimbledon and Bristol Rovers, but he has really done well, Townsend, for Ipswich when called upon. And of course it is a square peg in a square hole, albeit he's not as attack-minded, but a a very good left back, so he's got a chance. Play underway. I'll run you through the two teams when we get a break in play. Town made an alteration during that first half. Wes Burns went off with what looked a nasty knee injury to be replaced by Ben Johnson. Town in blue, white, blue, defending the Kop end off to our right-hand side. So Liverpool, as they like to do in second halves, playing from left to right towards the iconic stand. Well won by McAllister in midfield to the left-hand side. Robertson, forward come Liverpool. He's got a player, Diaz, in front of him. Diaz inside the Ipswich Town area. One take on Twanzebe, beating Twanzebe. Terrific play from Diaz. And tries to get it back to Gakpo. In the way was Phillips. Credit to the Ipswich Town midfielder. But wow, wonderful running from Luis Diaz. So Town have got Walton in goal, and it's Twanzebe, O'Shea, Greaves, Johnson, Morsey, Phillips, Townsend, Philogene, Delap, Hutchinson on the bench, Murrich and Ciso, Taylor, Luongo, Hurst, Broadhead, Godfrey. It's a break and play because Town have got Hutchinson down. The Liverpool team, Allison off to our left, had nothing to do in the first half. A back four of Alexander-Arnold, Canate, Van Dijk the captain, and Robertson. Gravenberch sits in midfield with McAllister and Szoboszlai, and it's Salah, Diaz, Gakpo. On the bench, Kelleher, Endo, Nunez, Chiesa, Elliott, Tsimikas, Dans, Quansah and Bradley. Massive gulf between these two teams in the first half. Liverpool trying to get into the groove early in the second period. Oh, lovely ball from Salah to Szoboszlai across the face of goal. It's a beautiful nutmeg by Salah. The pass initially. Liverpool still after blood, not settling on this 3-0 advantage, more's the pity. Here is Van Dijk, gives the ball to Salah, controls it. In comes the ball towards the far stick. Too much bend on it, going away from Gakpo into the first row of the crowd off to our right.
Great play from Liverpool. Salah again, wasn't it? Played him in. It was a bad ball from Szoboszlai. He should have done better with it, really. But yeah, good play again from Salah.
Liverpool team that has finished in the top 3 of the Premier League in 5 of the last 6 seasons. They're clearly going to be finishing in the top 3 again this time around, and looking a really sound bet to go all the way in Arne Slot's first season in charge. And just an indication of the last 12 months that he's had, Slot, 52 games across the period with Feyenoord and Liverpool, and of those 52 games he's won 40 and drawn 10 of them. Phenomenal record, both in the Eredivisie and the Premier League and other competitions. Little drag back from Alexander-Arnold, charged down by Philogene. Ball's out on this near side for a throw-in to the Liverpool vice-captain. Morsey, the Ipswich skipper, gets on the ball on halfway, plays it against Szoboszlai. Morsey finds Townsend. Townsend goes back to Jacob Greaves. Greaves finds Walton inside his penalty area. 3 gone in this second half. Philogene's header infield dealt with by Canate. Canate then runs into trouble, gets out of a bit of a hole there. Gravenberch to Salah, clearly enjoying himself. Salah plays the ball up through the centre circle as the temperature drops at Anfield to Robertson. Robertson has Diaz on the far side. Gakpo actually is the ball. Gakpo to Van Dijk, gets away from Johnson. Gakpo comes in field. He made it 3-0 before half-time. There is Gravenberch. Just watching back the goals at half-time. Great finishes from Szoboszlai and Salah for 2-0. Liverpool with Alexander-Arnold. Still pretty much defence against attack. Salah nudged to the ground by Connor Townsend. Canate to McAllister. Szoboszlai's trying to get under the ball, cleared away by Greaves to Philogene. Philogene goes out to the left-hand side. In goes Alexander-Arnold. Out goes the ball for a throw-in to Ipswich, who at the moment are struggling to get out of their defensive third.
Yeah, it's started off where it finished, isn't it, really? Just possession from Liverpool.
This would be a 5th defeat in 7 for Ipswich Town. They've lost 3 in a row twice before this season, but as I said earlier on, never without scoring in any of them. Brighton, Man City and now Liverpool trying to keep clean sheets against the Blues.
I mean, I think we've only had 1 corner, haven't we?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's just the balance he plays, ridiculous.
We do lead 1-0 on corners, Alex. That's something.
Well, that's good, isn't it?
Here is Canate for Liverpool, back towards Van Dijk. Ball round the back, trying to get McAllister in on goal. Now 1-1 on corner kicks. We're not even leaving that as Twanzebe pokes the ball out behind, and Liverpool's first corner kick of the game will be in front of the Kop here at Anfield.
Yeah, he spoke too soon there, Brennan.
I did, didn't I? If you were somebody that had no idea about football and you were plonked in to watch this game, you'd be asking, how come the blue team's not allowed to touch the ball? What has to happen for the blue team to touch the ball?
Are they not allowed to go over the halfway line?
Yeah, exactly. How come the Reds can go in that half but the Blues can't go in that? It's very confusing. It would be, wouldn't it? That's what it's been like. Corner kick to Liverpool, and it swings off to our right, just over the top of Van Dijk, out as far as Robertson with a header back towards the left, cleared away partially by Morsey, not for very long. Gakpo's brought the ball down inside the Ipswich Town area. Now Town can get out a little bit. Delap's got the ball, he goes to ground very easily.
He's fallen over quite a lot today, Delap. It's not like him.
Oh, he's had a good season, hasn't he?
Oh, he's been outstanding, but he's not really done anything today. He keeps falling over.
No, and he does need another goal. This would be 11 without a goal from open play since the win at Tottenham, his last goal from open play. Van Dijk to Robertson, back towards Van Dijk. Town, there's no blue shirt 30 yards, more than 30 yards from Walton's goal line. Szoboszlai, ball into the box, but didn't get the right angle for Diaz. He did get the right angle to find Christian Walton.
To be fair to Delap, though, he doesn't get many chances, does he? He doesn't.
Very hard.
There's not many get created for him. And a lot of his goals he creates himself.
Yeah, he has done terrifically well. Greaves back towards Walton. Oh! I don't think Walton was ready for that. He wasn't expecting that ball from Greaves. Salah read it. Thankfully, Town got away with that one.
They just got away with it. It was a strange one from Greaves.
Totally.
2 yards from his goal line.
Wasn't ready for that either, nor was Walton. More importantly, Walton closed down, caught late. They dwelt on the ball too long. Here is Townsend, jabbing the ball forward. He's done well. Delap against Konate. Delap might be able to get away from Konate. He has. Delap just inside the Liverpool box, goes down under the challenge. The referee got a good view of it and said no penalty. Cleared away by Alexander-Arnold, only as far as Phillips. That'll encourage Ipswich Town. Hutchinson out to the left-hand side, and Philogene outside the Liverpool area. Philogene, number 29, has the ball, trying to get rid of Szoboszlai with a bit of trickery. Gets to the byline, in comes his left-footed cross, way too deep. Out to the far side, Twanzebe keeps it in play. 7.5 gone in the second half. Morsey almost loses the ball, gets it to Johnson. Town with a bit of possession inside the Liverpool half of the field. Twanzebe to Morsey, 30 yards from goal, gives it to Phillips. Phillips out to the left-hand side, and Philogene. Much better this from Ipswich Town. Philogene has an overlapping run from Townsend, crosses into the box, headed away by McAllister after a deflection. Diaz gets sandwiched between a couple of players, still has the ball. He's on the deck, then he gets up, still somehow has it, Diaz. Eventually it squirts out to the left. Robertson knocks it forward. O'Shea takes it on his chest and then goes back towards Christian Walton, the edge of his area. Afterwards, have your say on this. Speak to Graham and Alex, 0800 141 2121, or text 81333. Start those messages SFK, or WhatsApp 08000 321 333. Again, start those with SFK. And to be part of the Blue Hour on Monday night with myself between 6 and 7 on Monday, email me your Ipswich Town thoughts at any point. brenner@bbc.co.uk, brenner@bbc.co.uk. Konate dwelt on the ball. Delap was having none of it, charged him to the ground, and it's a free kick to Liverpool. Delap's run towards the referee to protest about something or other.
He's saying it was a shoulder.
Yeah.
It was a bit strong. I thought he could have kept going there, Delap. He has gone down very easily. He's a bit off balance, I suppose, but he has gone down a little bit easy. Thought he could have maybe gone a little bit forward, but
referee's just reminded Liam Delap who's in charge. Van Dijk. Of course, Town have still got to come to this part of the world. Town are Everton's penultimate opponents at Goodison Park before they move to their new stadium in the summer, so that's a game for May. I'll run you through some of Town's forthcoming fixtures in a moment or two. Van Dijk to the left side, and Gakpo, a goal scorer in this 3-0 scoreline. Gakpo trundles in field, then gives it back to Van Dijk. Van Dijk again to Gakpo. Gakpo crosses into the Ipswich Town area towards the far stick. Well dealt with by Walton.
Yeah, it was actually. He did well there. He's reading it. He's got to do that as a goalkeeper, and that's what takes the pressure off your defence then, because there's some great balls coming into the box.
Yeah, this time next week, Mick Mills will be alongside me at Portman Road watching two of his former clubs, Ipswich Town against Southampton. 2 weeks today, it's FA Cup, 4th round weekend. Ipswich Town away at Coventry, and in a similar part of the world, the following week in the Premier League, where Aston Villa has Tottenham at home, trying to complete a double. Manchester United away and Crystal Palace away as we head through February into March. Which at the moment, March has only got a couple of games in 5th round weekend, and the FA Cup is also part of March's schedule. Town win the ball through Phillips. Phillips turns away from Szoboszlai. It's out ball on the far side is Johnson. He's given it to Johnson eventually via Hutchinson. Ben Johnson running down the halfway line. No goals in the second half. Liverpool still 3-0 ahead in this match. Greaves finds Townsend, the half-time substitute, on the halfway line in between Kieran McKenna and Arne Slot. Arne Slot speaking well about Kieran McKenna and Ipswich Town in his pre-match press conference. We'll hear from Kieran, all things being well, after 5 o'clock, sometime for about 6. Townsend and Philogene not on the same wavelength. Of course, that's a brand new partnership on this near side of the field. Alexander-Arnold with a throw to Gravenberch. Liverpool now have it with Allison, who must be pretty chilly, off to our left-hand side. The 7th season, a goalkeeper who cost more than £60 million, but really well spent, as I said earlier on. Here is Van Dijk, still to break sweat. He finds Kanate. This will be a 13th defeat from 23 games for Ipswich Town. Van Dijk to Robertson, to the left-hand side, Gakpo. Down that clear back line of 5 players inside the penalty box off to our right. It's surprisingly quiet Anfield this afternoon. Here is Alexander-Arnold. I guess a lot of people come here just expecting Liverpool to win this game. Salah back to Alexander-Arnold. In comes his cross to the centre. Spilt by Walton, with Twanzebe right in front of him. Thankfully didn't come to anything as far as Liverpool are concerned. Philogene loses out to Gravenberch. Gravenberch into the centre to Van Dijk. No sign of further changes just yet. Liverpool yet to make any. Arne Slot stands hands in pockets down below us. Gakpo, corner of the Ipswich area, just gets away from Hutchinson, then lets the ball run to Van Dijk. Reverse pass to Robertson, far side. Back it goes to Van Dijk for Liverpool. So easy for Liverpool, so comfortable. Here is Alexander-Arnold.
Like defence against attack in a training match, isn't it?
It is like watching that sort of game. Salah taking on Townsend, pull back to McAllister, well read by Delap. Good play from him, getting back and helping out. McAllister thought he had a lot more time than he did. Delap's held on to the ball, he's done really well. Then he finds Philogene, clever play. Lovely skill from Philogene to find Phillips. Phillips digs it out to Morsey. Morsey in field to Hutchinson, has to go back to O'Shea. One touch from O'Shea to the right hand side, Twanzebe. Much better this from Ipswich Town. Crossing halfway, Hutchinson thought about the ball into the centre for Delap. He's found Johnson far side, into Morsey. Morsey across the field to Townsend. Ipswich Town have the ball inside the Liverpool half, a rarity. Philogene running at Alexander-Arnold, overlapping as Townsend. Townsend low into the middle, takes a deflection, belted away by Gravenberch as far as Salah. Salah controls it but loses it. Phillips trying to barge his way into the Liverpool penalty area. He gives it to Twanzebe, has support from Johnson. Johnson outside the Liverpool box. In comes a low ball. It's a Liverpool player, did it? Yes, it did. Out of play for a corner. Back to Graham.
Bournemouth now 3 up at home to Nottingham Forest. Newcastle 3-1 away at Southampton.
Bournemouth are absolutely incredible. They're a really very good side.
I like the manager. I think he's done exceptionally well.
He has. He's been terrific, hasn't he? It was a nice bit with him on Football Focus last week. Came across very well. Corner kick to Ipswich Town.
Better from Ipswich Town, though, that. A lot better. Bit possession. Putting a few passes together, that'll give them some confidence. We've got a corner. It'd be great if we could sneak one here, Brenner. Maybe put the cat amongst the pigeons a little bit.
Townsend with this corner kick for Ipswich Town doesn't beat the first man, headed out by Robertson as far as Hutchinson. Hutchinson still got the ball, he's going to have a go. Saved by Allison. Town have had a shot on target. Comfortable stop for the Brazilian, but that was more positive from Ipswich.
Yeah, definitely. And Amari has been the little shining light at times. He's the one that looks at if anything's going to happen, it's going to come from him. But not a strong shot. Alisson just a training quite easily for him.
Yeah. 70-30 the possession, which surprised me slightly. Thought it might have been a greater gulf between the two of them.
Was that the half-time one, Brian?
That's the current one. Yeah, that's the current one. Just had a little look. Gravenberch to Szoboszlai on the right-hand side. Back it goes to Alexander-Arnold. Still the same scoreline as it was at half-time if you're rejoining us. Liverpool 3-0 ahead.
Last year, and the
Gakpo comes in field, dinks the ball into the Ipswich area, should be dealt with by Greaves. Away it goes. Konate heads it square to Van Dijk. Again, all 10 blue shirts back within 30 yards, 25 yards really, of Christian Walton's goal line. As the volume finally rises at Anfield. Salah underneath us.
They're getting cold sitting down there, that's why.
Salah and Trent Alexander-Arnold play a 1-2. Alexander-Arnold into the box, right of centre, to the middle it comes, dealt with by O'Shea. That was great play from Liverpool down there right. Town can't win the ball. Gravenberch's all over Phillips. Out for a throw-in. Liverpool seem to be reacting to the vocal backing of their fans. Live on BBC Radio Suffolk Sport. Alexander-Arnold to Gravenberch. Gravenberch has the ball. Alexander-Arnold gets it back on the right-hand side, then to Salah. Salah comes in field, knocks the ball into the Ipswich area. Tuanzebe's behind it. And it goes as far as Van Dijk. Konate pings it off of Szoboszlai and gets it back. Here is Szoboszlai, it's a good player. Van Dijk to Robertson, infield to McAllister. McAllister to Van Dijk. Town just can't get a touch. Moving from side to side, trying to keep their discipline and their shape. But Liverpool have total command of the football at the moment. Town chasing shadows, just closing down spaces and trying to keep Liverpool at arm's length. Maybe Liverpool can get in behind now. Alexander-Arnold into the middle. Ball hits Townsend. Could be recycled by Szoboszlai. Yes, he heads it back to Alexander-Arnold. Clever little back heel in field from the England man. And then shielded out by Townsend for a throw. So 2 injury concerns for Ipswich Town going forward. And also Jens Kiyuste. We don't know what the story is with him, but Kiyuste isn't here at all. Burns has gone off, certainly with an injury. And Davis, one would imagine, was an injury or illness or something wasn't quite right with him. Headed forward by Phillips to Morsey. Immediately 3 red shirts on him. Konate flicks the ball back to Van Dijk, who turns and walks it back up towards the centre circle. Now 33, Virgil van Dijk, won the Champions League in his first full season. Salah to Szoboszlai, infield to Alexander-Arnold, who clips it over the top. Szoboszlai continued his run, faced by Townsend. Szoboszlai's got the ball inside the Ipswich area, a little back heel to Alexander-Arnold. In comes his attempted ball, Bill for a penalty kick against Greaves, I think, by a couple of players. Cleared out into the hands of Arne Slot. I think Liverpool changes are about to come. Harvey Elliott is going to be coming on. Terrific young English midfielder, Elliott, former Fulham player. It's Robertson to Diaz. Back it goes to Robertson. Now it's with Szoboszlai. Tries his luck from a long, long way out. Hits the backside of Calvin Phillips. Salah readjusts his feet, plays it to Alexander-Arnold, who keeps the ball in for Salah near side. He tries to nutmeg Townsend again. Not for the first time, didn't quite work out. Liverpool throw. Infield it goes to Szoboszlai. Yeah, Elliott is just shaking hands with a few down below us.
Good player, Elliott, as well.
Lovely footballer, yeah. Liverpool with Diaz. I've been murmurings that he might move on this window, probably on loan, but he said no, he's not going anywhere. This is his club. He has been a Liverpool fan since birth, even though he came from Fulham. He's a die-hard Red. Harvey Elliott, so living the dream. Salah trying to play it in field. Philogene gets in the way. Philogene has the ball up to the halfway line. Salah though wins it back off of him. Philogene takes a tumble. Home fans enjoyed that. Defensive tracking back by their favourite Egyptian.
Yeah, I thought Philogene could have just opened his legs there, to be fair, but he sort of stopped and waited for Salah to catch up.
I don't know if we'll see Julio Enciso from the Ipswich Town bench. One would have thought so. Kieran McKenna pretty much said in the week that he'd make his debut at some point in this game, although he has been robbed of 2 substitutions by the injuries. Alexander-Arnold into the middle, 4-0. Gakpo heads it beyond Walton. It was a peach of a pass from the England man Alexander-Arnold down the right-hand side, and it's Gakpo who scores his second, Liverpool's fourth, in front of the Kop. And it's a long way home now for those 3,000 Ipswich Town supporters, looking very, very gloomy way off to our left-hand side. It's Liverpool, the league leaders, 4, Ipswich Town in the bottom 3-0.
It's a great ball in from Arnold. Nice early ball. He just took a touch, got it out of his feet, whipped it in. It's just onside, and he ain't going to miss that. Just head it, just hit the target. That's all he had to do. Walton, no chance. Great ball, great fire.
Terrific cross from Alexander-Arnold. Put a beauty in the first. A different sort of delivery to that one, but Gakpo, that was a striker's dream. Players with a lot less ability than Cody Gakpo would have scored that goal. It was just absolutely on a plate for him.
I thought he would. He looked on. He might. Look at the replay, but yeah, it's got to be there.
Should have been onside, shouldn't it?
I think Greaves is playing him on.
It's so close, isn't it?
Need to draw the lines in that one.
It is Greaves.
Yeah.
Greaves against Gakpo. Darwin Nunez coming on for Liverpool. Triple change. Endo, the Japanese defensive midfielder, actually has played centre half for Liverpool on occasions this season and done pretty well. Endo, second season as well.
I think that's a goal. I don't looking at
it's millimetres, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really is. We had to have VAR at some point. On the side of the Kop, off to our right-hand side, confirmation on the screen, checking goal possible.
Onside.
Offside.
Onside.
I think it's going to be onside as well. I think it's going to stand. We're waiting to see. So triple change for Liverpool. And the goal stands, 4-0 Liverpool. So Bosley, who got the first of the afternoon, is going to be the player coming off. Really good finish as well.
He's played well, hasn't he? Salah coming off as well.
It looks like it. Gakpo won't get his hat-trick. So Bosley, Gakpo, and one other. I'm not so sure on Salah.
No, it's not, is it?
Gravenberch is the other one, so Endo will slot straight in there. So Gravenberch, Szoboszlai and Gakpo to be replaced by Endo, Elliott and Nunez. Nunez, who scored the 2 late goals last weekend down at Brentford. No one has got more 90th minute winners than Nunez in Premier League history, and he'll be keen to get on the score sheet. So he won't be getting a 90th minute winner here this afternoon. We know where the points are going already, but he'll be keen to add to his tally of 6 for the season.
That'll be easier for Ipswich Town now, won't it?
Yeah, I know. Liverpool vastly weakened by those changes. It did, yeah. It's just hopefully that it kind of, I was going to say, disrupts the rhythm. They've not had a rhythm about them like Manchester City had last week, and that definitely curtailed their attacking threat, thankfully. Let's see how Liverpool cope. But you're right in terms of quality. Very nice game for these players to come into as well. Arne Slot shuffling his pack. Here come Liverpool. Diaz, he'll be keen to get a goal in this game. Diaz plays it back towards Van Dijk, the only one of the starting front 3 that hasn't scored, Luis Diaz. So Alexander-Arnold, an assist to his name, gives the ball to Elliott. Here is Salah, still on there tormenting Ipswich. Elliott, crossfield ball, it's perfect for Diaz. Diaz one-on-one with Johnson, gets away from Johnson, then steps over the ball to Foxham. Back to McAllister. McAllister gives it to Konate. Business as usual. Liverpool with lots of the ball, all of the attacking threat. Ipswich Town just trying to hang in there. Elliott puts a ball into the box over the top of Diaz. Swings out behind for a goal kick. There's still 21 minutes of this game to go. Let's hope it's not another 5-6 or worse for Ipswich Town. So yeah, 14 goals for the season, Gakpo.
Yeah, he's had a good season, doesn't he?
Yes. Philogene for Ipswich Town. Infield to Morsey, and a little bit of space. That's a rarity in midfield. Nunez closes him down, but Morsey gets the ball out to Twanzebe. Twanzebe to Morsey on halfway. Ball pings off Morsey. It was a pull ball from Twanzebe to give Morsey. Here is Van Dijk in the centre. it is Endo. Endo measures a pass to Andy Robertson on the far side of the field. 0800 141 2121, the number to chat to Graham and Alex on BBC Radio Suffolk. Text 81333. Ball forward for Liverpool. Nunez heads it down. McAllister down to the chest of Elliott. Elliott slices his shot out behind. That little break from Liverpool came nowhere. Yeah, the text number 81333. Start those messages. SFK WhatsApp 08000 321 333. Again, SFK at the start of those.
I wonder if we'll see Hurst just to give him a runabout, give him some match time. You know what I mean?
Be surprised if we didn't. Greaves back to Walton. Walton floats the ball out to the left back. Townsend down the line for Philogene. In comes Alexander Arnold. Yeah, why not give them a game? This one's well and truly gone. Hurst's out at the moment. He and Broadhead actually in amongst 5 Liverpool substitutes.
Maybe if Broadhead for Philogene, maybe give him a run.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a surprise. Ball over the top of Delap. There is Van Dijk, still 0-0 in terms of Wolves-Arsenal as far as we know. Everton ahead at Brighton. Robertson, Southampton losing at home, which is, I was going to say good news, but Southampton are out of it anyway. I'm not really looking at Southampton's results too much. They'd have to go on a phenomenal run to have any chance of staying up.
Yeah, I think it's between the 4, isn't it?
Yeah,
Wolves, Leicester
and Everton.
I don't think Everton will win it in Brenner.
I don't think so now either. I'm just sort of hoping, but I agree. Given away by Elliott, straight to Delap. Delap up to the halfway line, so lots of work to be done. Delap tries a reverse pass out to the left. Alexander Arnold's got a good bit of pace on him, gets there ahead of Philogene, gives it back to Alisson. Liverpool safe as houses at the back. Elliott, another wasteful pass from him beyond Van Dijk, who gives him the eyes. Robertson carries it away from left back. It's been a straightforward game, particularly since Burns went off for Robertson. Nunez with the ponytail off the outside of his boot, goes back into the Liverpool half of the field. So yeah, hopefully you can join us next Saturday afternoon for full match commentary of Ipswich Town against Southampton. Before that, the match day preview with Graham from Friday between 6 and 7, building up to that game. We've got the thoughts of our legend John Walk, who's here and one of the many levels below me at Anfield watching this game between 2 of his former clubs, as Robertson gives the ball to Canate up towards Endo, who got in an attacking position, not known for getting into such areas of the field. Endo, fancied little foray forward. Ipswich get it back to Van Dijk, and now it's with Andy Robertson. 5-0 the last time that Town were here. Alan Armstrong was the last Ipswich Town player to score a goal against Liverpool. As Philogene tries to get forward in terms of league action, Armstrong. Town were here in the League Cup. That was Tommy Miller and El Hadj Diouf scored in that particular game. Town lost on penalties. Lovely ball forward from Van Dijk to Salah. Comes off for Townsend, and that's going to be a corner kick to Liverpool. You enjoyed that one, Alex?
I did. It was just effortless outside the right boot.
Everything looks effortless with them, doesn't it?
It does. It was just Van Dijk. I can watch him all day, you know. The way he just strolls through the game.
Robertson being applauded by that corner of the Kop as he comes across to take this corner kick for Liverpool. Diaz has gone short, and the referee's assistant puts his flag up. It'll have to be retaken, this corner kick. The ball obviously out of the quadrant. 28.5 minutes played in the second half. It's another defeat for Ipswich Town. They're 4-0 down at Liverpool. Robertson on this corner kick for the Reds. Left-footed into the middle it comes, headed away by Delap. Good work from him back defending. And as far as Alexander Arnold sets himself, has a goal. That was dipping not too far over the bar. Didn't look like it from our angle at all.
When it first set off, I thought that's well wide, but then it started to dip, didn't it?
Yeah, Walton was fearful.
Yeah.
He certainly thought that could have snuck into the back of his net. Just have another look at it now. As ever, had time to bring it down, set himself up. And then, just swung away and dipped at the last minute. Good effort from the man who created the last goal that we saw. Hutchinson up towards Delap. Van Dijk is there, rises well, heads it down to Endo. Endo barges to the ground. Delap won't get away with that. It's another yellow card for Liam Delap. 8 in the league. He's just 2 more of those away from a 2-game ban. It's a heck of a lot of yellow cards for a striker.
He does leave his boot in a lot though, and his shoulders in a lot.
Wow. 2-game ban on the horizon. 9 in total for the season, but 1 thankfully was in the Carabao Cup at Wimbledon. Managed to squeeze a caution in there.
It's just persistence. it's just keep doing the same thing all the time, isn't it?
Yeah, he's actually got more yellow cards.
It's not a nasty foul. It's not a nasty challenge. It's just that he keeps doing them all the time. Persistent fouls.
Yeah. Hurst and Broadhead are indeed coming on. So too is Enciso. Van Dijk towards Endo. Why not though? 15 minutes to go.
I don't think it'll change the scoreline.
No, it's not going to do that, is it? Not to any great extent. Elliott back towards Alexander-Arnold. He's only 21, Harvey Elliott.
Is that all he is?
Yeah,
Didn't know that. I thought he was older than that.
Been around for a long old while. I think Liverpool signed him when he was 16. He has been here a while. He was very young when he made his handful of Fulham appearances. Alexander-Arnold to Van Dijk. Would love to score on his 300th appearance for the club. Out to the right-hand side, Elliott. Infield to Alexander-Arnold. Dangerous looking ball in. Dealt with by Walton, but then he spilt it. Twanzebe, like all good defenders, was there to clear it away far side. Ominous little moment there. Throw in taken quickly on the far side for Liverpool. Alexis McAllister has it. Back it goes to Andy Robertson. Arsenal gone 1-up against Wolves. That's good news. Excellent news, in fact, down to 10 men since late on in the first half as well, Arsenal. We like that for a scoreline. Here on the ball is Harvey Elliott. An important win that for Arsenal. Elliott out to the right-hand side, Alexander-Arnold. Nice control, as you would expect, up against Townsend. Still has the ball. Back it goes to Elliott. Alexander-Arnold again, trying to get away from Philogene. Still got 13 minutes to go in this game. Liverpool looking for a 5th goal. Have it with Salah on the right-hand side, trying to take on Townsend. Gets away from Townsend. Salah inside the area. Gives it back towards Endo. Maybe a chance for Alexander-Arnold. Oh, he's at the bar. The join of crossbar and post, really. And away it goes up to the halfway line. It was a fine effort from the right back. Walton wasn't near it.
Yeah, he just dug it out, didn't he? Because it was behind him.
On the far side, Diaz for Liverpool. Back it goes to McAllister. Looking forward to Ipswich Town being in a game next Saturday. We've had to watch, or we're in the process of watching 3 hours of, well, I'll say 3 hours. Of course, they were in the first 20 minutes last week, but it's been one-way traffic really a lot of the time. Diaz comes in field. Morsey steps in. Cleared away partially by Town. Then Johnson tries to bring it away, but he loses it. Town have got 2 players down, Morsey and Johnson. The referee's blown his whistle for a foul on the latter. Here come the changes for Ipswich Town. That's it for Philogene's full debut. As Alex predicted, he's going to be replaced by Nathan Broadhead. Delap is going off, as you would expect, to be replaced by George Hurst. And Julio Enciso, 21-year-old Paraguayan forward on loan from Brighton. He's going to be coming on for Amari Hutchinson. So new front 3 for Ipswich Town. The ideal situation for Kieran McKenna that he wants long term is to be able to take off those 3 players and not see a drop in quality with the 3 that he brings on. He's certainly bringing on 3 very good footballers. Broadhead's been in good form. We know what Hurst offers. A lot of good things about Enciso, and he's on for his Ipswich Town debut at Anfield. Maybe he can give us a real positive take from this game. Jayden Dans, the 19-year-old, is coming on for Liverpool for the remainder of this match. He's going to replace Alexis McAllister.
He's got a ability, this kid, isn't he?
Yeah, he has. It's an attacking change from Liverpool. McAllister gets warmly applauded.
Yeah, but looking at the goal difference as well. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, we all are, aren't we?
Yeah.
The fear with Ipswich Town losing this one so heavily. Got to think that Wolves will get walloped at some stage. So on comes Dans, son of Neil Dans, who we saw play against Ipswich Town on numerous occasions down the years. He's got 3 goals for them so far in his fledgling career, all in the FA Cup. Phillips goes back to Walton. Dodgy pass from Phillips. Walton Worried about that one. Then he clears to halfway. Kanate gets the better of Hurst. Endo. Oh, and Cisso's gone into Endo. His first touch was coming on the field. That was a really clumsy challenge from Enciso.
It was.
Few players have gone towards the referee. Wow. Could this be a really big negative headline for the debutant? Hopefully not. Endo's really felt that and has gone down in a heap.
Oh, that's a bad challenge.
Oh, Enciso. Well, I've never seen somebody get sent off seconds into their Ipswich Town debut before. I don't know if anybody ever has done. Gets a yellow card.
I think VAR will be looking at that.
Wow.
Very clumsy challenge, that. Very clumsy. I don't think he's meant to do it. He's just on the pitch, but it's a sore one for
it is.
Enzo.
Yeah, and none of the Liverpool players wanted to lynch him. They didn't really go for him, so they've kind of accepted it, thankfully, though. But I was fearful that was going to be quite some impact from the new boy. Endo certainly felt it. He's getting some extended treatment. Van Dijk's had something to say to Enciso. Nothing too inflammatory, or nothing inflammatory at all, in fact. The referee just standing between the pair of them. And for the second time, we're seeing a fairly lengthy break in proceedings.
He did catch him on the chest, though, didn't he? And his mouth.
Yeah, he did.
Because he was up high, but
We sort of think that different area of the field, but João Pedro and Walton the other week. So that's maybe left. I thought that was a worse challenge than the João Pedro one on Walton that got the Brighton striker a yellow card rather than the red that a lot of people demanded. Credit to Endo for being up on his feet relatively quickly. That's the main thing, that he's okay. And the cover's thankfully going back on the stretcher down below us.
He's keeping him on the pitch as well, the ref. He's not penalising him. You know what I mean? Sometimes you get treatment, you've got to go off, haven't you?
I think he went with... you saw him flying into that. He went with toe rather than studs in the end. He sort of angled his right foot down and see. So if he'd kept it with studs up, he'd have been straight off, and quite rightly so. So it looks like the right decision was made. Final 8 minutes of this match. Nunez, wide right outside the Ipswich Town area, tries to play them first time, hits O'Shea, cleared away by him up towards Hurst. And Cesar tries to get on the ball, he's tangling there. Liverpool come away with the ball, it breaks off Dans to Diaz. The likes of Dans will be keen to score in this game, so to Nunez, make an impact from the bench. Endo slows things down, gives it to Van Dijk. He'll just be able to walk into the change room, put his tracksuit on and walk straight to his car for me, Van Dijk, after this game. Doesn't have to bother wasting any water. Here is Elliott to Alexander-Arnold. Infield to Kanate, who's a few battles with Delap. Here is Van Dijk again. 7 to go. 4-0 Liverpool, live on BBC Radio Suffolk. Another change for Liverpool. Chiesa is coming as a player I've liked for a long time. I was glad he came to English football. He'll come good eventually at Liverpool. Alexander-Arnold to Endo. Endo to Nunez. Outside the Ipswich Town area. Very difficult for Liverpool to break Ipswich Town down. Broadhead brings the ball away, gets up to the halfway line, the former Everton player. Robbed by Nunez in the end as the Reds came back en masse.
They work so hard, Liverpool, to get the ball back, don't they?
Robertson crosses into the air looking for Nunez, blocked off by O'Shea. Van Dijk with disguise on the ball, volleys it to the far side, and Diaz. There is Van Dijk outside the Ipswich area, again strokes it to the left, and Robertson's ball into the box, flick on header by Diaz, nodded out by Broadhead. Hurst got there ahead of Endo. Now to Alexander-Arnold, through a little gap to Dans, back to Alexander-Arnold, jabs it into the area looking for Dans. Last ditch defending, and good defending from Greaves, facing his goal line, hooked it away. Now it's with Van Dijk out to the right hand side to Elliott. Elliott along the edge of the Ipswich area, puts the ball towards the far post, headed up by Johnson, not fully away, glanced down by Tuanzebe. And Ciso gives it to Morsey, and Ciso gets it back. He's done very well there, and Ciso, nice play from him. Found a gap for Broadhead. He's running through the middle of the Paraguayan. Broadhead has it down the left-hand side. Townsend makes up the ground to go on the overlap. Connor Townsend, the half-time substitute, crosses into the area towards Hurst with a header. Good save from Allison. What a chance for Ipswich Town. Excellent play, and Hurst knows he should have done better. That could easily have been 4-1. It should have been 4-1.
I think it's a great save, you know. I think he's done well. Hurst was a great bit of play from Townsend. Great ball into the box. Hurst should score, but Allison, great save.
Here comes,
because he's headed it down the way, hasn't he?
Yeah, here comes Robertson. That was good play from Ipswich Town, and Ciso started it. Townsend almost assisted a goal. Diaz getting into the Ipswich area away from Johnson. Still Luis Diaz towards the dead ball line, tries to play it into the middle. It's out off Twanzebe. Lovely runner of the ball, Luis Diaz. Definitely Town's best chance, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Worked really well.
That'd been great if they got that goal.
It would have been brilliant for Ipswich Town to get a goal back. And that was the last we'll see of Luis Diaz. Off he goes to be replaced by Federico Chiesa.
Yeah, he's got to do better, Horst, for the goal. It's straight at Alisson. He's got to be going for the corner. Just let it hit his head.
Yeah, he did.
He's got to be directing it.
I thought that was a really good chance for George Hurst.
Yeah.
Corner kick to Liverpool. Final 5 minutes. They've made all their changes now. It's Robertson with an away swinger in front of the Kop. We'd love to see a second goal in this second half, and it comes from Robertson. Van Dijk's underneath it with his header. He's always going to loop up and over. 4 minutes to go. There'll be a little bit of added on time because that injury to Endo, but nothing like, I wouldn't have thought, the 7 minutes that we saw at the end of the first half after that Wes Burns injury. We'll see what Kieran McKenna knows about that when we catch up with him downstairs at some stage. Phillips forward to Broadhead. Broadhead cutting in field away from Dans. Things opened up, as you would imagine, at this late stage. Twanzebe to Johnson. Infield, he gives it to Enciso, the number 9. Morsey into the middle. And it's with Calvin Phillips. Phillips looks forward. Morsey touches it back to O'Shea. O'Shea stands on the ball. He's been at the heart of Ipswich Town's back three. Enciso gives it away straight towards Chiesa. Phillips brings down Nunez. Had to do that. Sloppy pass from Enciso.
Yeah, you've just got to be really accurate when you're playing against teams like Liverpool, and you can't be giving any slack balls like that away. He's looked alright since he came on in Enciso though. Yes. And Broadhead's looked sharp as well. I know the game's gone, but still, you still got to keep the ball and try and do things right. And they both look quite sharp.
Yeah, he's looked good for a little while, Broadhead.
Yeah, he has. Against Fulham, I thought he was superb.
Wasn't he? I agree. Alexander-Arnold out to the right-hand side, and Elliott. Liverpool. It's been a walk in Stanley Park for them this afternoon, it really has. Elliott goes back towards Van Dijk. I almost laugh every time he's got the ball because he is just so relaxed, casual and cool, isn't he? Here he is. Very, very easy afternoon for him. Elliott, number 19, tries to play it and behind Salah, who's going to get the full 90 minutes, Mo Salah. 5-0 to Bournemouth. Goodness gracious, they're the real deal. They are the real deal, not in terms of obviously winning the title, but in terms of European challenges this season. The ball goes up towards Enciso. He loses it in a battle with Endo, but illegally. Free kick.
Endo getting his own back there.
A little bit. Phillips with the ball for Ipswich Town. To the left-hand side, Townsend. A battering for Nottingham Forest. A little wake-up call for them. Phillips to Broadhead. He's been on the ball a bit since he got on. Townsend, such a difficult game for him to come into. Back to Greaves. Greaves loops it forward. Canati is there to win the header. And it goes at right back outside the Liverpool penalty area. 90 seconds to go. Love to think we'll be here next season following Ipswich Town. We shall have to wait and see. Big game next week for Town, home to Southampton. Full match commentary on BBC Radio Suffolk. Townsend to the overlapping Phillips outside the Liverpool box. Still has the ball. He's won a corner off Canate. Second one and a half for Ipswich, and Ciso seemed very keen to get on this set piece. Trying to make a contribution.
2v1 now.
Yeah, they're not going to bother with that, are they? Phillips has jogged away, taking his eye off the ball. Enciso in front of the Ipswich Town fans at Anfield on his debut with this corner kick. Final minute of the 90, Town trying to get a consolation goal. It's the Paraguayan who drills it into the middle. Great ball! Yes. It's headed in! Town get a goal at Anfield, and it's Jacob Greaves with his first for Ipswich Town, and it's Enciso on his debut with the assist. A consolation goal which has put smiles on the faces of those travelling supporters behind Alisson. It's now Liverpool 4, Ipswich Town 1.
Yeah, and that'll please the fans. You can see the Town fans waiting to see that. It's a great corner in from Enciso, really whipped it in, and Greaves just coming off his man, great header, tacked the ball. It was a great ball in.
It was really
came
good.
a long way before MD's attacked that.
Well, he's been noticeable while he's been on the field. Julio Enciso.
Great ball, great header. Well done.
Worried if he was going to be sent off before he touched the ball, and now he's got an assist to his name. 5 minutes of added on time to be played.
Game on, we're back in this.
We're in this, we can win it. Funnier things haven't happened at all, not at all. Nunez on the centre spot, 4-1 to Liverpool. Second half 1-1. We can enjoy the fact that at the moment the second half is all square between these two sides. As the ball goes back towards Canate. Yeah, Kieran McKenna sides, whatever level they're at, don't go 3 games without scoring a goal. Well, they had that chance through Hurst a few minutes earlier. But good header from Greaves. He was always going to remember his first Ipswich Town goal, but particularly against champions-elect at Anfield makes it extra special. Good for those fans as well to see that. It was right in front of them as well. Alexander-Arnold up to halfway. Greaves on the halfway line, taking charge of things. Phillips is on the ball. He goes back to O'Shea. 5 minutes of added on time, about a minute of which are up. Johnson gets it forward. Alexander-Arnold calmly heads it back to Allison. There's nothing he could do whatsoever about that goal.
No, it was a bullet header, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Endo to the right-hand side. Only scored in 1 game last season, Jacob Greaves. 2 goals in that same game, but that was it. It's in total for Hull City. Here is Canate. Playing it over the top for Nunez. Lovely ball. If Nunez can get on it, he was very close to getting onto it.
I think he just tried to lift it over him. He just missed it, didn't he?
Yeah, because Walton had rushed towards him 15 yards off of his line.
Great ball.
Couldn't get anything on the ball. Maybe a breath of wind. Cleared up to halfway by Walton. Rolls down the right thigh of Broadhead, but he's still battling for it against Endo. He's done well. He's taken on Elliott and got the better of him. Good work from Broadhead. Phillips to Townsend. Infield from him. Oh, Enciso touched it. He could let it go through. It would have gone to Hurst. Allison. Town fans in fine fettle, making a bit of a noise at Anfield at the moment. Here is Canate. Approaching the midway point of this added on 5 minutes. The Kenny Dalglish stand all lit up, resplendent far side. As a fair few people depart from the Kop. Off to our right. I remember standing in there years and years ago, and it was still terracing. Great experience to watch football in the Kop in the days of old. Infield from Phillips to Tuanzebe, almost loses the ball. Phillips gets it back, he gives it to Morsey, and I guess Town have kept going in the eye of a storm this afternoon. Johnson gets away from a couple of players and takes on a third and beats him. Dans, nice run from Ben Johnson. Infield to Broadhead. Greaves, who I guess we might hear from post-match, out to the left-hand side. Townsend. Overlapping is Hurst. Final rendition of You'll Never Walk Alone at Anfield this afternoon, live on BBC Radio Suffolk. Broadhead taking on a couple of players, doing very well. Broadhead getting to the byline, ball into the middle, cleared away by Van Dijk. Out behind, he's questioning his fellow defenders. Town have won another corner kick. Broadhead's done well since he came on.
I was just going to say, the 3 subs that's come on have made a difference. They have made a difference. And Enciso done really well so far, and Broadhead's been exceptional since he came on. His feet very, very quick.
Another corner kick from Julio Enciso on his debut. We know what happened from the last one. This one he's pulled back. Townsend then gives it back to Enciso, controls it, gets away from his man Alexander-Arnold. In comes a great looking cross. Oh, it's headed over the bar by Johnson, 6 yards out. The flag was up, wouldn't have counted, but almost another assist for Enciso.
Yeah, looked lively.
We are exactly a minute to go in this game. Well, at least we don't have to see Manchester City or Liverpool again in the league. The Arsenal game, of course, is at Portman Road, as is the visit of Nottingham Forest. Canate knocking it long over the top of Dans. Johnson is there. Of course, he's had to come into a tricky game as well. Closed down by Nunez. Ball out of play. 40. Throw in to Ipswich at right back. Johnson gets it to Phillips. Phillips back to O'Shea inside his penalty area. O'Shea out to Broadhead. Lays it off near side to Townsend. Townsend forward towards Hurst on his bike. It favours Allison there. Allison waits for the ball to arrive in his area. Wastes a few seconds. And that is just about that. The referee, Mr. Salisbury, checks his watch. That's it. And blows his whistle. It's all over at Anfield. It's another heavy defeat for Ipswich Town against one of the big guns in the Premier League. Who knows? Maybe against the side that will go on and win the title, their 20th title come May. They are serious contenders, Liverpool. They've underlined that with a show of real quality here this afternoon against Ipswich Town. But thankfully Ipswich Town got that consolation goal at the end through Jacob Greaves, giving the final score at Anfield live on BBC Radio Suffolk. Liverpool 4, Ipswich Town 1. Well, 1-1 the second half, Alex. That's a positive, isn't it? We drew the second half.
Yeah, I mean, the game was over in the first half. But to be fair, I'm really pleased with scores for those travelling fans. It would give them something to cheer about, and it did. They got better as the game went on. You know what I mean? The subs, Liverpool took the foot off the gas. But we had a few chances late on. It was good to see. I'll give them some confidence. But Liverpool are just different gravy. They really are. I mean, the way they keep the ball, the way they open up defences with the quality of passes they've got. But Ipswich Town, they'll live to fight another day. And as I say, we've got a much bigger game next week against Southampton. And the rest of the team, Man City and Liverpool's out the way. Yeah, we've got Arsenal at home, but we could get something out of that at home. So yeah, I think we're capable of doing it with everybody else. So yeah, not for long hope of staying up for me. I still think there'll be 3 teams worse than us, but we've just got to get some points.
Who stood out for Liverpool this afternoon? Who really did you think, watching them live in person, was a top performer? Who did you like?
Well, Salah's just out of this world. Van Dijk at the back is just brilliant. Arnold, Robertson, McAllister, you can name them all. You Szoboszlai, they were all exceptional players. But yeah, they've got so much quality coming off the bench as well. But they are going to. For me, they're the champions this year. I think nobody's got near them. I think they will go on to win the league, if not the Champions League. But we'll wait and see.
And Town stuck at it, didn't they? They didn't become 4-5-6 early second half and so on.
No, and they did exceptionally well to do that, to keep going, to keep their heads up and keep going. And look at the response from those Ipswich Town fans. Absolutely phenomenal. Really cheering the team on. And you've got to do that for the rest of the season and try and keep them up. Really nice to see. But it's not doom and gloom. They know what they've played against today. They know they've played against a quality side, a world-class side, and they've gave a good account of themselves.
And you were pleased with the substitutes as well.
I thought Broadhead's been exceptional when he's came on this season. I thought he was done really well against Fulham. Bit unfortunate to be left out the side. I was waiting to see NC Son. He's got some qualities, so he'll be a good signing as well. Philogene for me, never really done anything. I know it's a tough ask for him, but it never really done enough for me today. We'll wait and see on another day. Amari was there at the back. Walton did best he could with what he had, but yeah, as I say, it was always going to be a tough ask today.
Just finally, how big is next Saturday, Ipswich Town versus Southampton at Portman Road?
We really need 3 points next week, Brenner, but it really is. We can't take anything less than 3 points. A point's not good enough because Southampton are down. They're not going to do nothing. They're not going to. It's between us and Wolves and Leicester for that other space. You know what I mean? The other 2 spaces, in my eyes anyway. But I think these other 2 teams are worse than us. So hopefully we get 3 points next week.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Well, thankfully Town don't have to play Manchester City or Liverpool again in the league this season, but we just hope that we're back here at Anfield next time around this afternoon. A massive gulf between the 2 sides, in all honesty, pretty much what we expected, but Town did keep going. They did get the final goal of the game. Sadly, Liverpool had already scored 4 by then. Liverpool have won this game by 4-1. Kieran McKenna's thoughts on the way.